All right. Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome. It's Don Kaufman. We're going to start here momentarily. Please chat in. Oh, let me know that you hear us all right. That you see us. Well, you'll see me just in a moment. I have not turned the camera on as of yet, but bear with me here for just 1 second. And feel free to chat in where you guys might be joining us from today. Always kind of curious on that particular front. All right. Now you can see me. All right. So we've got pretty much everything in play right now, making sure that we're tuned in, turned on. Guys see us all right, hear us all right. Fantastic. Sorry for the brief interruption over there. There's a lot to look at today. By the way, if you see me looking around, I'm actually reading one screen, looking at another. It's we're having fun now. S&Ps are off yeah, quite a bit. So welcome everybody. So wow, Chattanooga, Tennessee, Southern California, Phoenix. It's warm and fuzzy there. I'm actually headed back to Arizona next week at some point. Really not looking forward to 115 degrees. I'm not. I'm actually going to land and head right up to the mountains. So my name is Don Kaufman, and welcome everybody. Today we're going to be talking about Ultima trades here momentarily. I am broadcasting live from St. Croix in the U.S. Virgin Islands. We moved here shortly after COVID started. I mean, what was the point of just hanging out in a major city? We came down here for about 6 months to this is what isolation was, and the kids, they loved it. So we're never leaving. Actually, we go back and forth, spend a few months out of the year still in Arizona, but predominantly live here in the U.S. Virgin Islands now. So welcome everybody. Fantastic. A couple of people still kind of tuning in. A few things that get asked all the time, and I want to address those right now. Is people always ask me if this is a live. Oh yeah, oh yeah, and this is a little bit of an unusual circumstance because I've got a lot of positions on right now. The unusual circumstance is if I need to execute trades while I am doing the presentation today, you better believe that to a degree that has to take some precedence. I am monitoring a number of accounts on a number of different fronts over here. Both this happens to be the thinkorswim platform, where I've got some aggregated risk. And of course, this is the Tastyworks platform. A few things kind of about me and a few informalities. First of all, as I said, this is live. You can ask questions throughout. That's what we're here for, right? Like, I wouldn't do this during the market hours if I wasn't going to take a couple of questions. The other aspect that is critically important to understand, everything we do here is no holds barred. You get to see everything. When I say see everything, you want to look at my accounts, my positions, here they are. So I hold nothing back. When I say nothing back, I don't care. You want to look at my year-to-date P&L, we'll show everything. Every P&L on a year-to-date basis, different accounts. This is a portfolio margin account. I have an IRA over here. Okay, I'll show you everything. It is critically important that everybody know that right from the get-go, as this is a fairly wild market though today, and you better believe, again, I am watching it very, very carefully as we go today. So with that, we're going to discuss a little bit of Ultima trades. I figured that would be a brief introduction. Okay, ask questions, please. I'm looking at the Q&A right now. When I say I'm looking at the Q&A, I use a couple of different monitors. Over here, I've actually got markets. I've got markets on this side. I've got your Q&A over here. This is actually the screen that you see that's being broadcasted. Let's get started. So Ultima trades, it's a high probability income generator. And what we're going to discuss here, this is the strategy that I have been utilizing now shortly after the inception of COVID. So I mean, ultimately, premium selling, which is what we're going to discuss here extensively today, is not just back in fashion. It has been phenomenal. And that's precisely what we're going to discuss here. This is a TheoTrade presentation, so welcome everybody. Risk disclosures, we're not a financial advisor nor a broker dealer. I always throw this in here simply because I did spend 15 years inside of the brokerage world. All right, with that, this is why you're here. So a few things right off the bat. I'm going to kind of zoom back from the camera here. We're going to just discuss in extent Ultima trades and why they are absolutely ideal for the current market environment. When I say the current market environment, okay, if you have not looked around at screens lately, this is the current market environment. On this second, we are actually breaching into new lows, not just for the day, but I mean for basically recent history. This is some of the biggest lows we've actually seen since again, you have to come back to the COVID lows, and that's just a hop, skip, and a jump away. Things are getting a little crazy out there at present time. This is the marketplace, okay? And when I say this is the marketplace, listen, you're going to learn why this is so effective for generating monthly income. We're actually going to talk a little bit about trading symbols professionals use on a daily basis to create ultimate trades. We're also going to talk extensively about how and where to find edge as a retail trader, reap the benefits of high probability trades while learning how to mitigate risk. If you've never heard the term risk mitigation, I'm talking about hedging, all right? Reduction of risk. And of course, last but definitely not least, how about what products you have to trade and which products are going to make the most viable candidates and which products are going to be an absolute recipe for disaster. So I think that a lot of people recognize at this point, some of the products that do, okay, make a recipe for disaster. And I think it'd be rather, surprised at I trade a very limited number of products that what you trade, okay, should never define you. With that, let's move forward over here. This is our gift to you. Stay with me right to the end of today's webcast. We will provide you the auto expected move indicator. It's a $500 value. Now, normally I come in here, I show people screenshots. Forget about screenshots today. We're live. When I say we're live, like, listen, we're in a marketplace where it's Mr. Toad's wild ride over here. And we take a look at something like Microsoft. Let's cruise to it. So we're going to go to Microsoft, and I'm going to apply this auto expected move. Okay. Now, some people have absolutely unequivocally no idea what that is. Effectively, it has a lot to do with efficiency or inefficiency in a marketplace. What the auto expected move indicator is actually telling me right here at this present time. If you look at Microsoft last week, huge breach of expected move. Here we are on Thursday, we're breaching expected move. In effect, what it says, okay, is the marketplace got it wrong. But the marketplace itself is actually being ripped apart a little bit at the seams right now. If we were to take a look at a product like the SPX, which is the S&Ps, it's the mother of all products. Look at the S&P. See these highlights? Okay, those are breaches, okay, of expected move. That means that trillions, not billions, trillions of dollars is dead wrong. Look how significant the breach is of this. People, everybody on Wall Street knows what's going on. Evidently, that is not the case. We're going to show you why this actually not only makes sense, but how to actually see profitability from it. So stay with me right to the end of the webcast. We provide this to you because I discuss expected move just extensively, constantly, right? A few housekeeping items. Listen, what I'm going to explain to you guys today, I move at a pretty good clip. That all right with everybody? So when I say I move at a pretty good clip, hey, listen, you're going to have to focus here. Shut the door, turn off Skype chat, close Facebook, get rid of Facebook, phones, okay? Like legitimately phones, like on silent mode, kick out the grandkids. You took the time to be here, okay? The markets are wildly volatile. There's, the cool thing about the marketplace, no matter how wild this close is, listen, it's still going to be open again tomorrow. You took the time to be here. This is important. Focus on being here because the strategy that we're deploying, okay, the preeminent conditions deal exclusively with volatility. Now, this is a little bit about me. Now, how many people that are attending today, and we've got a pretty good number of people on right now, but how many people are attending are kind of brand new, have no idea, have just no idea, okay, what a Don Kaufman or a TheoTrade is? Anybody here that's brand new? Okay? And it's okay. Like you can say, like, yeah, man, I have no idea who you are, where you come from. Okay? Brand new here. Only one person so far. I apologize, how rude, but it's a very large cup of caffeine. So I'll give you a little like the nickel tour. I grew up around trading. I'm not like, a lot of people are like, I was a school teacher and now I'm a trader. I was a taxi cab driver and now I'm a trader. I grew up around trading. I didn't know any different. I grew up around it. I had family members that made markets. Specifically, my uncle started a huge trading firm in Chicago. It interested me. I didn't go to college for trading or business. I went to college for molecular genetics. You want fries with that? Right out of college, I started trading in Chicago. I had no intention of going into a trading career. I say that I had no intention of going into a trading career. At 22 years old, I started trading in Chicago because it was kind of a cool summer job. I never left. I was invited to a small startup firm shortly after trading in Chicago. That startup firm was actually called thinkorswim. So I was very, very early thinkorswim. I went on to actually run education for thinkorswim. I was on the executive team when we took the company public in 2007. I was also on the executive team when TD Ameritrade bought us in 2009. I went on to actually run education for TD Ameritrade and their 7 million clients from 2009 to 2015. So again, the beginning of my career was in Chicago as a trader. I joined, thinkorswim. I was thinkorswim TD Ameritrade. I had a nice lockup clause for 5 years. After the 5 years was up, I exited TD Ameritrade, and we actually launched TheoTrade. TheoTrade is filled with individuals from both thinkorswim and TD Ameritrade in the trading community. We went with people that we knew. So one of the things that I always mention over here is, as it says on this slide, you go, I watched order flow for 15 years, and people don't get what that means. Okay, here's the bottom line with what I would say I bring to the table, what my skill set is. I know everything about you, everything about you, every trade you've ever placed, every thought you've ever had when it comes to trading. Okay, that's what we specialize in, order flow. What do you think a brokerage firm is? We get to see everything that you're doing. Okay, the individual that runs the education division of a major brokerage firm, where do you think that we source that education from? How about we go in and we use big data? Okay, millions of trades a day are placed, okay, through major brokerage firms. We got to see all everything, all the order flow, every strategy traded. So we do big data, and we actually go through there and say, and I'll give you an example. If you ever traded an iron condor, I could tell you every nuance of your iron condor trade. If you ever did a covered call, we knew whether you made money, lost money. We knew who made money and what products. If you just traded futures contracts, you traded options contracts, we could actually give you the probability of making money or losing money even in a given day. We had it down to an absolute science. Okay. What we actually did is we took that data, and what you're going to learn here comes from literally watching the billions of dollars of others' mistakes, and more appropriately and importantly, what works best expressly for retail traders. Yes, I have a background, okay, in market making and risk management, but that has nothing to do with you. You are retail. I am now retail. What we teach here at TheoTrade is expressly, okay, regarding retail. All right. If you ever need to get a hold of me after today, it's just Don Kaufman, support at TheoTrade.com. I use a common inbox, but I urge people all the time, like, email us. That's what we're here for. Okay. And by the way, TheoTrade is not just a Don Kaufman show, right? There are 7 other full-time instructors outside of myself. Our instructors here, okay, are traders with a minimum of 15 years, okay, of active trade experience. Most of them come from the hedge fund and or brokerage firm or market making world. I mean, we brought traders, and traders, that's what we know. It's a very, very different kind of business here at TheoTrade. I still do a couple of TV appearances. This is TD Ameritrade TV. I do spots weekly on TD Ameritrade TV. Still do a few spots on CNBC, and every now and again, this is actually the most memorable because it's Kevin O'Leary versus me. I won! It's not about winning or losing. It's about winning against him. What are Ultima trades? Let's get right down to business. Volatility, higher volatility. Could we agree that higher volatility is in play right now? I think we can. It's it's resulted in significantly higher options premium. Okay. I mean, the bottom line is more volatility, more options premium. A lot of people don't know that terminology yet, but it's okay. Options implied volatility, okay, and skew have been historically phenomenal, and the volatility is also historically high. Listen, bottom line is a lot of people, they read this and think, I don't really know what that means. Well, that's what we're here to kind of explain. Okay. One of the first things is skewness. Okay. When we start talking about skew, if you guys have never seen this before, okay, there's a symbol that you can actually bring up, and it's SKEW, skew. Okay. S is in Sam, K is in kick, E as in echo, W. Okay. It's skew. So what is skew? Skew is like a distortion, okay, in pricing. And skew, what's really, really interesting about skew, really interesting right now. Watch, I'm going to pull up like the whole history of skew. Skew, okay, was record high. Now is like rock bottom. If you don't know what that is, okay, then there's some issues. And this is one of the edges that we go after in this business. High skew can provide phenomenal edge for retail traders. Low skew can be even better. And it's, people are like, well, I don't know what skew is. Okay. So when we start talking about skew, don't let the terminology sway you at all. Listen, all a skew is, it provides edge in sale of the out of the money options. I said the O word. So if you've never traded in options before, how many people here have never traded an option before? They're like, oh, I'm sure. You don't have to hold your hand up. I can't see you. Okay, just put Y for yes in the chat and N for no. How many people here have traded options? All right, pretty good group on today, and I'm just kind of curious. If you haven't, it's okay. Come out, tell me. All right. So most in here, it's always so quiet, right? Probably 9 out of 10 of you that responded. Well, that always kills me. There could be 1,000 people on, 10 will respond. Okay. Wake up! I'm just kidding. Okay. And listen, this is what I'm telling you. Like, don't let other stuff distract you, because I'm going to show you some incredibly cool stuff today. So listen, we're going to use skew to provide us edge and sale of out of the money options. I will show you, okay, expressly what you can do and what you can't do, what you're capable of and what you shouldn't be doing. Many traders for years, especially recently, have been buying out of the money options, okay? And it's actually made it more beneficial for premium sellers. So I can't stress that enough. Like, most of you, if you're in here right now, you've bought options, because that's like, if you opened up an account right after COVID, like a ton of people did, all they ever did was go out and buy options, buy crypto, buy options. You do realize, okay, that is futility at this point. I mean, it's absolute futility. You might be able to make a couple of bucks here and there, but we need you to understand that a strategy, okay, has to be repeatable. You can't just, have a flash in the pan, make a couple of bucks like everybody did in 2020 or 2021, right? Those days are clearly over. I mean, where are you right now? I'll tell you exactly where you are, okay, as an individual and a retail trader. You are caught between a rock and a hard place. You're in a vice. Inflation on one side, the Fed on the other, okay? You're going to get squeezed on both sides. You have got to understand conceptually in the marketplace, it just figured it out in the last 24 hours. This could get wild, right? The one reality, okay? We do not want to take extraordinary risk in here. So we're going to come in here and we're actually going to teach you a little bit about learning to sell options. Many people have actually heard through the grapevine that selling options is the way to make money. But if you've experimented with selling options, you know that there's going to be risk involved. How many people have heard that before? Yeah, selling options is a good way to make money. But then they try it. They try it and they're like, they lop off a couple of fingers and like, That didn't work well. It was not as intended, not as intended. Why did that not come with a warning label? It did. It really, really did. Your brokerage firm sent it to you. You didn't read it. Okay. So listen, today's session, separate the myth from real risk, fact from fiction. We're going to talk about selling options. Okay. And people are already telling Toss won't let you, Thinkorswim won't let you do this, or they won't let you do that. Forget about all that. Okay. They'll let you do anything you want to do. Okay. I spent a long time working in the brokerage business. I can teach you how to circumnavigate every restriction. People still have trouble with the day trading margin rule. Blows my mind. Okay. I read some Reddit board the other day, and all these people are complaining about the day trading margin rule. You can circumnavigate that. You've been able to circumnavigate that for years. Okay. And people, they don't know how to do it. It's regulatory arbitrage. Let's get down to business. Listen, don't panic. You can do this. Maybe you know nothing about options. It's okay for today's session. Okay. Selling premium can now be done in small accounts. I want to make this very, very clear. Very clear. Okay. $2,000 in your account. Not only can you sell options with $2,000 in your account, you could even sell them naked if you so choose. Now, we're big in the hedging side. We're hedgers. I let everybody know that. Okay. But I want you to know specifically, you can trade this stuff with very, very minimal amounts of margin. I can even show you some trades. In fact, I'm going to be very forthright in saying where the markets are right now with the time. I may have to trade here a little bit today. And more than ever, like this session today, if you guys don't mind, okay, this might run long. It might run long because I'm going to execute some trades. I mean, the S&Ps are down, 3.7%. Okay. So it's critical. And I don't mind saying, listen, when I say no holds barred, everything, okay, you get to see everything. That's P&L today. This is not a massive account, right? Normally I like to keep about 250,000 in this account. It's gotten well above that in the last couple of days. If you want to see the account statement over here, when I say account statement, right? This is everything that I have done year to date, everything. It's up $188,000 year to date. Okay. That's one account. I will go to my IRA. Whenever somebody looks at an account, they go, well, but how do we know you didn't add money? Because every single trade is in here. You can see which products I made money and which products I lost money. Apparently I lost money in energy. I'm highlighting it. I lost 10 grand in energy, but I'm up 10 grand in the financials. Okay. I mean, you get to see everything that's done. Check this out. I'm up almost $100,000 just in Facebook alone. Facebook. Okay. Who doesn't like Facebook? I don't like Facebook. I don't have to like Facebook. I don't even want to like Facebook. That's one account. Here's another account though in my IRA. Can't change this, can you? In the IRA, just so you guys see, my net liquidating value, okay, was $78,000. This is what on the 12th is now presently $92,000. Okay. The IRA, and it's a really small IRA that I left over here at Thinkorswim, is up $60,000 on a year-to-date basis. Okay. Nominal size positions. I don't have anything big in here. Okay. There's nothing big. There's nothing crazy. It's just, again, this is a matter of understanding, well, precisely what we're going to be discussing today. So let's dive right in over here. Again, don't worry. There's a couple things I'm going to tell you. Do not worry about the amount of capital that you're starting with. Okay. If you have $2,000, you can do everything that we're talking about here. You have to have $5,000 though to do this in an IRA. There's many facets of selling premium. Okay. When I say there's many facets, selling premium means selling options, but it's called a lot of stuff. They call it credit spreads and iron condors and short call spreads and short put spreads and delta neutral trading and selling naked. And I mean, listen, it's all the same thing. People make this business so difficult. Why is it so difficult? In options, you have a call and you have a put. That's it. You can buy it or you can sell it. Okay. And people go, well, what about an iron condor? Oh, it's a call and a put. You bought one, you sold one. You sold one, you bought one. It's all the same stuff. You realize that everything that's ever going to be done in options was already figured out by 1979. 1979. It's 2022. You may not understand it, but there's been calls and puts for quite some time. Like, it's not that bad. There's only a call and a put. You can only buy it, you can sell it. People come up with these ridiculous names. It's a mambo combo. Selling premium, you can do bullish positions, you can do bearish positions, but it's generally thought of as market neutral. I say that because you're not going to hear today. You're not going to hear today a lot about like MACDs and Fibonacci's, because I got to be very forthright and say, I am not anti-charts. I have a chart up over in this screen. I got a chart over in this screen, right? Not anti-charts. But if you have any thought going on in your head about what the market's about to do, you got to get rid of it, okay? In volatility, we do not think, okay? In volatility, we just take advantage of the volatility itself, sell the volatility. Why? Okay, because it's a good sale. That's what we're going to be talking about over here. By the way, how our members are doing year to date. I threw this in here today, okay? I asked a question to our membership base here at TheoTrade literally today, earlier this morning, and I'm on Eastern time. Again, I'm out in the middle of the Atlantic, okay? This is, when I say today, that's literally today. And I just copied and pasted it into slides. Thanks to the training, I'm up 23% in one account and 18% in my IRA. Mark McDonald up 190% for the year, okay? Carla up 30%. Timothy, okay? Down 1K since I joined TheoTrade, but I would have been down a lot more if I didn't join. Hopefully, okay, I learned to be actual make money. Again, I threw everything in here. I don't mind saying like, oh, look, there's somebody that actually lost money in here. Yeah, and would have been devastated, okay? And by the way, I have no idea when they joined. They could have joined last week for all I know. Cat and Vicky up 35%. Scott H up 35% from 420K to 720K. Eugene, I'm up almost 50%, short of like a man, best year to date ever. Up 67% in my IRA, okay? Don way ahead this year. This is, again, just a couple of people in here. So let's get down to business. Let's start trading a little bit. Your trading is based on probability. You can create trades all day long that have like 90% probability, but you can still lose money. You got to remember something about probability. People love to use probabilities in trading, okay? And probability is a very effective way to trade, but probability alone does not make you money. Does that make sense? Because people, they email me every day and they say, how often are you right? And I go, I don't know, a lot of the trades I do, a lot. You know, we're right a lot more than we're wrong because we're doing higher probability trades. That doesn't necessarily mean though you're going to make money. So you got to get that garbage out of your head. Like, I'm serious about that. When people go, what's your track record? As I showed you, the track record, okay, isn't about individual trades. You want to see individual trades? Here they are. There's a track record. It's up almost 20 grand in one account, right? The track record is, right, profits and losses, okay? Everything in here. And by the way, when I say everything in here, you're like, oh, it's all blurred out. Yeah, well, here, okay? Now you can see exactly what it is. There's no, you know, look, that's a live account, right? This is moving in real time, profits and losses, okay? And you will see there are some losses associated with this. That is the nature of the beast. That's trading, okay? Nobody makes money all the time. It's about making money and progressing forward. That's what it is, okay? So you got to be aware of that. Markets are always a trade-off. Higher probability can mean higher risk, right? 90% of the time, you can still lose money. So where do you find edge? And that's exactly what we're going to talk about here, okay? Like, that's what people are here for, is like, where's the edge in this business? How am I going to find an edge? Okay, I don't even know what edge really means. And that's what we're going to show you. So let's discover probability and premium selling tactics. One of the first things that I want to do here, okay, one of the very first things I want to do, I just want to introduce you to the idea of an option, okay? So I'm going to go out here and I'm just going to write it up here, and then I'm going to explain a couple of things about here. This is a stock, okay? And I love to call every stock, okay? Why do I call it that? Because I'm ridiculous. Because I'm an over-caffeinated individual, possibly. So stock. Do I own the stock? No. Do I want to own the stock? No, not really. Okay. Do I need to own the stock? No. Why do I not want to own the stock? I don't know. I'm scared of something from $50 to go down to $30. Have you seen some stock charts lately? Okay. It is ugly out there. I mean, it's ugly out there today, but have you seen, okay, this on a year-to-date basis? Hideous. Look away. we're not actually going to use the stock. We're actually going to use options, okay, as a means for, profitability. In this case, I'm going to go out and I'm just going to draw this up here. I'm going to sell, okay, a 60 call. And for that, I'm going to collect exactly a $1 credit. Now, before, don't freak out on me just yet. I'm going to draw it down here. We're going to sell a 60 call, and we're going to collect $1. Okay, and we're going to call that a credit. All right, and this is going to be good for 2 months. So now what do I do? A lot of you that have absolutely unequivocally no experience whatsoever in this business have no idea what a call even is, or about selling a call. Okay, first of all, options have rights and options have obligations. Okay, so don't worry right now, well, what's a 60 call? That's exactly what we're going to explain. Those of you that have traded options, hang with me for a minute here. We're going to go a little bit of a learning curve, because I'm going to tell you right now, what I am going to teach you here is going to blow your mind. Basics first, then we'll work our way into more extreme. If you're brand new to this, I want you to grasp big concepts. If you are an individual that is experienced, you want to grab little nuances, like the little stuff. Okay, so this is where it's going to get interesting. All right, first of all, let's talk about a call, a 60 call. Now, in options, you can be both a buyer or a seller. You can open a transaction by buying a call, or you can open a transaction by selling a call. If you buy a call, you have the right to buy the stock at 60. You go, why would I want to buy the stock at 60? It's trading at 50. I don't know, maybe you thought the stock was going to go up and up huge. Like, think about that, just in context for a second. So let's not talk about selling a call just yet. Let's talk about being a buyer. So you're going to go out and you run out there and you go, I want to buy a 60 call. How much do you pay? Pay $1 for it. I can buy the 60 call. By the way, palms facing me is a buy, palms facing you is a sell, right? So I'm going out there and I'm buying the 60 call. If I buy a 60 call, I have the right to buy the stock, at 60. Why do I want to buy the stock at 60? Well, I don't really want to buy the stock at 60. I just want the right to buy the stock at 60. Because what if the stock, okay, right now might be a great example, because what if the stock went from 50 and jumped to 70? You're like, yoo-hoo! Because if the stock went from 50 to 70, you have a 60 call. A 60 call gives you the right to buy the stock at 60. If you had the right to buy the stock at 60, could you buy the stock at 60? And then you could turn around in the open market and sell it for 70. Right? Does that make sense? So let's say that the stock jumped literally from 50 all the way up here to 70. You're like, it's at 70. That's really hard to read. Okay, it's at 70. So up here is $70. Stock goes from 50, goes all the way up to 70. You have the right to buy the stock at 60, but you don't have to buy the stock at 60. You could just sell the 60 call. You bought the 60 call, you could sell the 60 call. What's the 60 call worth? The stock trading at 70. Well, if you have the right to buy the stock at 60 and everybody else in the world has to pay 70, that call is going to be worth at least $10, right? And that's why people go out and they buy calls, okay? But I'll tell you why people really buy calls. Because they're trying to risk a little to make a lot. But most of the time, what are they really doing? This is the part that nobody really explains. Most of the time, okay, you are swinging as hard as you possibly can. And most of the time, okay, you just miss the ball completely. You're just like, I missed that one. Okay. But the craziest thing happened. In 2020 and 2021, okay, you could swing really hard and it was like you couldn't miss. It was just infinite balls and they were just ending up in your lap. It was unbelievable. You could pretty much hit anything in 2021. I'm talking about in 2021. It was such a bullish year. You could hit anything. Okay. And like literally at that point, people were like, I am the smartest man alive. It was ridiculous. Okay. That is no longer reality. That, okay, is like, people went out and they made a ton of money and like, it's repeatable, but it's not repeatable. And it's one of the things that ran into. That's never been us. Okay. That's never been us. We don't go out there and swing for the fences trying to hit a grand slam home run over there. And some people don't like that. Trading has always been about consistency. What can I do day in and day out? Okay. And just bring in premium like clockwork. And once you get good at it, it actually becomes quite substantial. And that is selling premium. So in this example, okay, assume that we never own the stock. We have nothing to do with the stock. I'm not going to buy a 60 call and have the right to buy the stock at 60. I'm going to sell a 60 call. In doing so, though, I'm obligated. It's a big word. I'm obligated to give somebody my stock at 60. You're like, whoa, whoa, whoa. You just said you don't have any stock. You go, I don't have any stock. Okay. Well, if you don't have any stock, okay, then what's going on? Okay. What do you mean you don't have any stock? Right? I don't have any stock. And I'm just going out there and selling, okay, that 60 call. And you go, is that safe? If I sell a 60 call and I don't own stock, okay, what do I do then if the stock goes up? We're going to cover that in just a minute. But let's go out there and say that you could go out and you could sell a call and you could sell it naked. Okay, doesn't matter. I don't care whether you're comfortable with it or not. That's neither here nor there. Okay, I'm not asking you to be comfortable. I'm asking you just to understand conceptually that you could sell a 60 call, right? And if you sell a 60 call, you're obligated to give somebody stock at 60. But what can happen to you? Well, if the stock stays flat at 50 for 2 months, you keep $1. If the stock goes down anywhere, what do you make? $1. And people go, I'll say I only make $1. You do realize you can do this as big as you want, as small as you want. $1, one contract is $100. You do 10 contracts, $1,000. You can do 100 contracts. Okay, go to town. That's up to you. But you go out there. If the stock stays flat, you keep $1. If the stock goes down, you keep $1. Even if the stock goes up, let's get crazy, to 55, still keep $1. Even if the stock goes to 60, you might wet yourself, but you're still going to keep $1. The only place you lose money is when that stock starts climbing above 60, specifically 61 would be a break-even point. And if the stock jumped all the way to 70, what do? Oh, the pain, the agony of defeat. That would be ugly. All I want you to understand, though, is from a sheer probability point of view, look how much can go your direction. We stay flat, I make money. We go down, I make money. We go up, I make money. We have to go way up for me to be threatened. I mean, this is like sitting in the nosebleed seats. You're like, oh, here it comes. You could do something, duck, dive, jump, get out of the way, right? There's a lot you can do in here. We okay so far? Because that's important. Conceptually, it's really important. So when you sell options, it equals positive time decay, all right? As time passes, the options you sold decay exponentially. So let's take a minute just to review some decay. First of all, most people have actually seen this. And what happens to most people when they trade options is this, okay? Everybody's seen a decay graph like that, right? And when they do, you go out and you buy like a 100 call and you pay $3 for it. Anybody ever done that? They buy a 100 call, you pay $3 for it, and then like you own it for just a few days, and it starts to decay, and you're like, it's not worth $3 anymore. You bought it on a Friday, and here we are on like a Tuesday, and it's only worth $2.80. You go, oh, but I'm okay because I only lost 20 cents. And then a few days after you own that call, the stock just doesn't do anything. You're like, move, breathe, move. And all of a sudden you had it at $3, and it's worth 280. Then it's worth like, whoops, swing and a miss. Okay. So after that 280, then it's worth like $2. And you're like, oh no. And then it's worth like, what happens after that? You know how this goes. Okay, then it's worth like 80 cents. And by the way, it goes from $3 to 280 to $2. You go from, okay, I'm okay to I'm in trouble to I'm screwed, just leave it on. And then the option's worth what? Absolutely nothing. How many people have lived through that before? Come on, people, admitting it's the first step. It's 1 month, okay? It's the greatest month of your life, and it just got ruined. Why? Because you bought an option. Bought an option for $3, okay? So first thing I'm going to tell you about decay, everything you know about how options decay, you've been lied to. Options actually don't really decay quite that way. This is what we term a near money option. It's a near money option, okay? A near money option. You go, well, what exactly does that mean? Well, I'm going to show you what Ultima is about and what works and what doesn't. Okay. People buy options all the time and they go, I'm suffering, I'm shrinking. Let's go on to the next example. So now we have $100 stock. Okay, $100 stock. So do we own the stock? No, because I definitely know if I didn't want to own a $50 stock, I don't want to own a $100 stock. And by the way, you know what's funny about the market right now? Okay, I find this ironic because a few months ago, I couldn't even find a stock that was at 50 bucks. Like I literally would like reach and be like, oh, does anybody have a stock that's trading for $50? Now they've all fallen like below that. Okay. I mean, it's pretty crazy out there, but you can look at like something like Citi. Okay. I think I was using Twitter for an example a lot because it was a $50 stock, but it's crazy how fast things have really kind of transpired, how fast things have fallen apart. You know, people talk about calls that you buy or sell. Somebody was just talking about Microsoft. Okay, let me just show you something like in Microsoft. Let's go 2 months out, open up an option chain. Okay, so we're just going to open up an option chain. We're going 2 months out, and I'm actually going to flip this to what's termed probability out of the money. You say, I want a high probability trade. Here's a high probability trade. Here you go. Okay. If you sell this option, the 285 calls 2 months out, you have an 88% probability of making 1 penny or more. That's why when people start talking about probabilities, they have no idea what they're getting themselves involved in. Okay. The probability models in thinkorswim had a lot to do with this, a lot to do with the expected move, which is just a version of standard deviation. But these probability models, okay, they get you into more trouble. The fact of the matter is, you can go out there and you can sell something, you can collect $2.30, and maybe it works, and maybe it doesn't. That's exactly what we're going to start to explore in here. So now this is a $100 stock. So if it's a $100 stock, let's go out, let's get crazy. Okay. We're going to go all the way out now. Check this out. I'm going to make you crazy with this one. We're going to go 3 months out. You go, I signed up for this because I want to learn to make money every month. You will. But I'm going to use a 3-month option because I want to torture you, right? I'm going to go out in this case, and I love to use the same examples because it'll sink in. I want to sell, okay, a 120 call. And again, I'm going to say that I collect exactly $1 on it. So we're going to sell a 120 call, and for it, we're going to collect exactly $1 credit. Okay. Time out. Sell a 120 call. What have I really done? By the way, I'm selling it and selling it naked. And this is where everybody goes, I don't have the margin to do that. My brokerage firm doesn't let me do it. Okay. I have had it with that. Forget it. Like, listen, your brokerage firm shouldn't tell you what to do with your money. You can do anything you want with your capital. Okay. The brokerage firms, people feel, restrict them because they don't understand a lot of the rules. First and foremost, you can actually technically do anything you want with your money. You could even sell naked calls. You just have to know how to do it, where to do it. You could even do this in an IRA. And you go, I can't. Oh, yes, you can. You can even sell calls. You can even short stock now in an IRA. 2 years ago, they changed the rules. And you go, my broker doesn't allow that. That's because your broker doesn't want you to do anything with your money. You got to think about that stuff like in context, okay? So I'm selling a 120 call. So let's not talk about margin because everybody gets me crazy about margin because you can circumnavigate the margin. You can circumnavigate a lot of things in this business. So let's go out though and let's sell a 120 call. Now, what's cool about a 120 call is the stock's trading here at 100. 120 call, it's the nosebleed seats. You can't even see it. I mean, this is like watching a football game from tailgating in the parking lot. That's how far outside the stadium you are. It's not even nosebleed seats. You're not even in the same game because if it's a $100 stock, you realize this stock has to rally 20% just for you to start to lose money. 20%. You go, that is kind of crazy. That's all I'm saying is I'm selling something way out of the money. This has super high probability. What's the most I can make? $1. That's it. That's all I can do is I can make $1. And how often are you going to make $1? Most of the time, because the stock will stay flat and make $1. If the stock goes down and make $1, even if the stock goes way up, I still make $1. Yes, I could take losses in here. We're going to cover what you do in the losses in a moment. But I want you to understand from a conceptual point of view, is this a high probability trade? From a conceptual point of view, is it? Okay. Anybody? Is it a high probability trade? All right. What makes it such a high probability trade? Okay, because it's a mile away from where the stock is trading. The stock can get there, okay, but it's a mile away. Now, let us take you into a real market. Let's go into a real market environment, okay? And for this, oh, look, I'm not moving, the desk is. I'm standing up, okay? Now we're getting serious, okay? Don's getting angry. Anyway, now we're gonna go into a live market. And again, I caution you, I may have to actually almost like, think here for a few minutes and possibly trade a little bit because this is getting downright crazy here. I mean, Nasdaq is actually facing a 5% loss. Okay. By the way, we're nowhere near circuit breakers. Circuit breakers kick in at 7% during live market hours. But there's an interesting rule in markets. The last 35 minutes the market's open, there are no circuit breakers. Okay. There's not going to be a SEC or FINRA rule or New York Stock Exchange rule that I'm not familiar with. I had 15 years in the brokerage side of the business. So I'm pretty familiar with all the trading restrictions, regulations, everything. So here's the SPY, and the SPY is actually down almost $14 today. Just bear with me for a second. We're going to use the spiders. Why are we going to use the spiders? This is like a marquee product. Doesn't matter what you think about it. Doesn't matter what you know about it. And you can see I've got positions in here. So I would never talk about a product that I'm not willing to trade. I would never talk about a product that I'm not willing to trade. Okay. Come into the spiders. I just want to make a quick thought on this, right? We're going to come out here and we're going to go way out of the money. Let's find an option that's trading right around $1. Okay, here is one right here. This is the 435. Okay, the 435 calls. Now, I don't necessarily want to sell calls right now, but I think I use calls because it's easier for people to interpret, okay, as an example. Like it's so much easier to interpret as an example. So if you come up here and follow along, I'm going to go out here and I'm going to sell, okay, the September 435 calls, okay? And I'm actually going to sell those for precisely a $1 credit, okay? Now, time out again. It's getting ugly, okay? So I sell the calls and I sell them for $1 credit. If you sell something for $1, what's the most you can make? If you sell something for $1, what's the most you can make? Anybody? You guys tell me. The most you can make is $1. No, I mean on a per contract basis, you can make $100 if it was, one contract. You can do as many contracts as you want, right? You do 100 contracts in here, $10,000. Big trade though. So the most you can make right now is $1 on here. Okay. What if I could told you can make really good money and not have to wait 3 months? Okay. What I want you to see is, let's say all factors being held equal. I know the market's moving around like crazy right now, but all factors being held equal. Okay. So people don't like to sell options further out in time. And the reason they don't like to sell options further out in time is because they think that they don't decay. But what they don't understand is everything they've learned about decay has actually changed quite considerably. So if I were to look at the same exact option, which is the 435 calls, so I wrote it up here. If I was looking at the same option that only had 64 days left, okay, how much could I make? Is that even what? That's not even 30 days. Going from 92 days to 64 days. How, okay, much can I possibly make over there? How much can I possibly make? Anybody? Huh? Anybody? How much could you possibly make in less than 30 days? I'm going to show you right now. Let's go right in here and let's look at the decay rate of the 435 calls. Lo and behold, they're trading for 49 cents. Okay, so bear with me. Let's say all factors being held equal. Understand what I'm doing here. Okay, I'm going out and I'm supposing that I sell the SEP 435 calls. Then exactly 28 days later, okay, I'm buying back those very same SEP 435 calls. And I'm buying them back in this case. Well, I'm actually going to include commissions. for 50-cent debit. What do I make? 50%. Do you realize you made 50% in less than 30 days? You didn't take very much risk, did you? These things are so far out of the money, the market would have to reach out and grab you. It's insane. Okay. Why aren't more people doing this? This is the point that I continually make, no matter how many times I've actually done. I've been talking about Ultima trades now, okay, for a year and a half, all right, here at TheoTrade, and we haven't changed. Why haven't we changed? Because it works. It works. We can sell calls, we can sell puts. It works. The decay rate is phenomenal of even far out of the money options if you know which options to look at. And you go, but you only make 50 cents. Yeah, but how many of these things can I do? A lot. Who cares how much you made 50%, okay, in less than a month. And you go, a lot of people today, they're selling short duration options, okay? That is a mission in futility. You will get killed in this business. What we do here at TheoTrade, okay, is to decipher what is the most effective, okay, options to sell. In this case, to sell. What's the most effective, okay, probability? What's the most effective time horizon? Which products make the most best candidates? What should the volatility, okay, of the product, okay, in question be? Answering those questions is what is critical, okay? And again, there's no margin that you're going to have to worry about. I mean, it takes 30 seconds to learn how to circumnavigate the margin in here. I do save the best for last, okay? Again, the margin, you're like, oh, it's huge, okay? But the margin is negligible, like next to nothing. You can even do it in an IRA. 50% though, in a short period of time. Are we okay? And this is where we say like, hey, wait, can this be done in other products? Yeah, let's look at the Nasdaq for a second. All right, look at the Nasdaq. Let's do this all day long. Okay, Nasdaq. I'm gonna go to the same expiration date, and I'm gonna go right out here again. I'm just picking an option around a buck. Here's the 338s. The 338s with 92 days. They're trading for $1. What are those same 338s trading for with only 64 days? Okay, come on, let's go look at them. 338s, boom. Okay, they're about 50% less. These ones a little bit more. That's because there's a whole lot of volatility here. The volatility is actually getting into the upper limits. It's getting crazy out there. 50% though, what do? Okay, nothing. And it's again, this is where people are throwing out all kinds of like forget it. In volatility, you need to let go of what you think about directional bias. You need to let go, like, oh, here's a bottom of this, and there is no bottom. Do you not understand that? Okay, this is fear. You want to see fear? Okay, you go look over at Mr. VIX. It's only at 34. Just to make a quick point, like people think they actually know what they're doing in the market. Why is the VIX at 34 if the S&Ps are down 4%? Okay, we've actually breached all lows because you don't even know what fear looks like yet. Okay, wait for it because you very well may see it here inside of this next hour and 5 minutes of trade. This is getting downright crazy. Okay, you better respect the marketplace. It has no boundaries. All you can do at this point is you can go out, you can harvest some premium, you can get back, you can reduce your risk. Why do you have to think so much about which way we're going to go and how far down we're going to go? Okay, and grip hold of the idea that this volatility, okay, the market is figuring out, okay, that there's no way out. You're in a vice. Inflation on one side again, okay, what? Fed on the other, and everybody's caught in the middle, okay? And as they squeeze, the market just whoop right down, right? And this thing could really drop apart. So with that, why do I sell options so far out in time, okay? Typically, traders sell short-dated options, but that's what we're about. Criteria here at TheoTrade is what we do. Like, I can't stress to you this enough. We can go through product after product after product, all right? What is so essential to understand out of what I am actually doing here is, first of all, it's incredibly hands-off, okay? it's much further out in time, okay, than you would have assumed. It's not going to tie up a lot of margin. Okay? The positions don't have to be heavily watched. And what we're about to do is actually talk about how you, okay, can actually control degrees of risk here. When I say control risk, like how can you mitigate risk? Like how can you do this and still, okay, mitigate degrees of risk? All right, so everybody okay? Just making sure. Feel free to chat in if you need something, you need some help. Okay. I'm actually chatting back and forth right now and seeing if we're going to execute some trades. All right, onward and upward from here. So with that, okay, what you have to do, right? By the way, it says, is the strategy sell 90 days and buy back 60 days? No, it's actually variable on a couple of different pieces of criteria over here. So I don't want people to think for a second that this is plug and play where 90 days, buy back 60 days, 90 days, 60 days, okay? Because it won't work. In fact, we're going to explain just that, okay? 90% probability and the 10% hammer. So the one thing that I want you guys to kind of rationalize is that 90% probability trades, which is exactly what we're doing here, okay? I mean, we're selling stuff that's 90 days out. Again, look where the market is. The market's at like, 360, 360. Okay, we're all the way out here selling stuff in like the 430, 430 range. I mean, that is way out there. Again, we're in the nosebleed seats. And to talk about puts, and again, we haven't even really gotten into puts. You realize the kind of puts you can sell in here? Okay, look at this stuff. The S&Ps are trading 364. We could sell 100 points out of the money and still collect $2.50. The puts are trading right now, okay, for beyond double what the calls are trading for. It's insane. That's what volatility, it's 100 points lower. The S&Ps would have to go down 25% to hit you there. 25%, okay, to get you. Does that mean you're free and clear? Okay, it doesn't mean you're free and clear. In fact, I'm warming up to the idea here, and we're going to be watching very careful. I'm warming up to the idea of possibly actually routing into this. But before we do that, let's talk about 90% probability and the 10% hammer. So 90% sounds great, but 10% of the time, the market rips your face off. What I'm saying in this is when you trade high probability strategies and you're wrong, you get hammered. Everybody that sold premium, listen to me. You know this. You know this. People have gone out and they're live in here, and there's a lot of people that are actually tuned in right now, and they're like, oh, I've done this before, and then I made money, and then I got hit by a train that I didn't even see coming. Okay, a lot of people went out and they bought a class for $500, and they paid $500 for a class, and the class was on a strategy called the Iron Condor. How many people know what I'm talking about with an Iron Condor? Okay. If you know what I'm talking about with an Iron Condor, what do? You sell a call, you sell a put, you buy a call, you buy a put, sell a call, sell a put, buy a call, Anyway, the strategy, the risk graph looks something like this. Okay. With the Iron Condor, the first thing, okay, that I say about the Iron Condor, right? A lot of people get led down that road. We're like, oh, it's the Iron Condor. The Iron Condor, though, can be an inherently very, very dangerous strategy, a very dangerous strategy. And I do apologize. I'm going to be looking at my positions here as we are kind of going along, okay? Because I may have one that I might have to roll. That's worth $7. So only 525. We are good to go, okay? Okay to go. Marketplace may even rally back here a little bit. So I stress to each and every one of you, if you've ever done the Iron Condor, it's the super high probability strategy where you're selling way out of the money options, okay? And you know what? You took a class for $500 and you went out and you put that Iron Condor on, you did one contract and you made money. Captain One Lot rides again. So you did a trade in the spiders or something like that, and you did your one lot and you made money. Okay, so then what do? You go out and do the same thing the very next month. And next month, you don't do one contract in there. The next month, you kind of feel like you're pretty comfortable with it. The next month, you do 5 contracts in the spiders and you made money again. And you're like shocked because everything you've tried up until this point, okay, hasn't really made you a huge amount of money, okay? But lo and behold, you go out, you put on a strategy, it made money. You did it again, it made money. The third time you do the strategy, you're no longer trading the spiders. Then you step into a product called the SPX, which I call the Widowmaker. The SPX is 10 times the size of the spiders. So now you started with one contract 2 months ago, and now you're in the SPX and you're trading one contract, but at 10 times the size. So you're like, I'm a big boy, and you start, squawking your feathers out there. Guess what? In the third month, you made money, and you're like, that's it, man. I'm the next Buffett. This crap works. 3 months, okay? And you think that it's brilliance. People kind of forget that you're doing a really high probability strategy. It should make money 90% of the time. You forget that, but you will remember on the 4th month, and I'll tell you why, because in the 4th month, you step into the SPX, the mother of all products, and you do 10 contracts in the SPX. And the second you do 10 contracts, like the very next day, the market's like, we got one. The market tanks. Not only do you end up losing everything that you made in the previous 3 months, it also subsequently takes half of your account along with it. People, that is the life of the iron condor trader. And if you listen to this and you're like, holy crap, it's like this guy actually knows what I'm doing. I do know what you're doing. You think I haven't seen this before? Okay, 15 years, I watched behind screens. Like I would actually sit behind the screen watching people. And it's like watching a really, really bad B movie. You're like, lady, don't go in there. There's a guy with an axe in there, lady. Come on, don't go in there. And of course, you open up the door, boom. You're like, oh, see, another one dead, another one dead. But you can't, there's nothing you could do about it. And you're working at this brokerage firm, you're like, and I would go and I'd fly. I've flown all over the world, okay, hopped on stage, 3,000 people sometimes in the audience. And we'd be like, don't do this trade. People go home, they go, I took a class for $500 and they said, do it, okay? You cannot survive with a 90% probability trade because the 10% hammer is waiting for you. That's not going to give you an edge. And then wait, it gets better than this because after you take that huge loss, then you turn around and you go, I can fix it. I know I can fix it. This is where you become like the trading degeneracy, right? So you guys, anybody know what I'm talking about with that? You go down the degenerate trading cycle, okay, which is the downward spiral. 15 years inside of the brokerage world, I'm totally cynical when it comes to fixing trades. Forget that garbage. Fix, people call it a fix. My favorite is I saw a class once that called it morphing the trade. You do know that any fix, anytime you're fixing a trade, it's more risk and more transaction costs, okay? You cannot fix a trade without adding more risk and more transaction costs. What's the first thing you learn in this business? Don't do anything stupid like throw more money at a bad trade. What do you think fixing is? Okay, it's a lot more money at a very bad trade. Some fixes work, but the very notion of fixing a trade throws more good money after bad. Okay, this is like a very, again, it's like this degenerate cycle that starts to spiral out of control. Fixing. I love this analogy. I've been using this analogy for years. You take a car and just drive it off of a cliff, and then you bring it to a body shop. They're going to look at the car and they go, that's a nice piece of crap. What am I supposed to do with this thing? They go, I tell you exactly what I want you to do with it. I want you to fix it. I want it to be as good as new. They're like, yeah, but you paid 50 grand for the car. For me to fix it, it's going to cost at least 70. Okay, let's do it, baby. Okay, they'll teach you how to fix your car. It's the exact same thing in trading. Okay, you got to learn to do this right. And that's the one thing that people like, they don't get. They get so fixated on like trades and I'm a loser. Okay, I'm a winner, I'm a loser. I just don't know what I want to do. Listen, you got to do this right. You got to learn to position yourself effectively. Okay, I like what somebody said, revenge trading. Okay, Google did this to me. I used to hear that one a lot. I got Googled. Lately, it's been more like I got Tesla'd. Okay, I got Bitcoined. It just doesn't have the same ring to it. I got Bitcoined. Listen, let's really talk about selling options premium. Okay. When I say really talk about it, I mean like that's what we do here. You know, there's a lot of premium being sold in this particular account. That is what we do here. Look at that across the board. It is hideous out there. I'm hideous. Look away. Yeah, no, it's a good sized down day. Okay. All we're doing at this point, just monitoring, nursing a couple of positions. Okay. Nothing else I want to do at this particular point in time. All right, onward and upward. Now I'm actually going to teach you to really sell premium. What selling premium is about, okay? And when I say selling premium, what selling premium is about, I'm not just going to go out there, and I want you guys to understand, I'm not just going to go sell, you know, a 120 call or something like that's not a position, okay? Let's use the spiders in this example. So let's use the spiders, all right? Spiders are trading 366. So bear with me on this one. I'm just going to round them. So let's say that the SPY is trading at here, we'll make it 66. Let's make this a real example. SPY's at 366. I'm out here and I'm going to sell, okay, the 435 call. And I'm going to collect, okay, about $1 for it. We okay with that one? I am simultaneously out here, this is on the put side of things, let's sell like a 270 put. And for that, I'm going to collect probably close to 250 for it. So I'm up 250 on that one. Now, time out. I sell a call and I sell a put. What could possibly go wrong here? Okay. You tell me, what do you think can go wrong here? I sell a call, out of the money call, and out of the money put. So exactly what can go wrong. You're going to wake up one day and we're not going to be here. We're going to be here or even here. And that's 25% decline. Actually, that technically could not happen. It couldn't happen because the market, okay, will lock up after a 7% move overnight. So we could move here, right? But you would bleed out. Think about it. Markets are going to move faster than you'll ever be able to react. So we go down fast and you're done. Does that make sense to everybody? Okay. The first thing you need to learn in this business, we're not going to go out and just sell this call and this put. We're going to go out, okay? We're also probably going to sell after a little bit of a rally. Maybe we sell the 445 calls and we collect $1 on that. And before you know it, the market maybe sells off a little bit more. And I'm selling like the 260 puts down here, collecting another $2. And maybe I'm even selling, you know, the 280 puts and collecting a little bit more. And before you know it, the market keeps selling off. I might be selling something like the 420 calls and collecting another $1. Okay. What I want you to understand in this context, you're like, so I sell a little up here and then I sell a little down here. What do I do if we crash or if we rally huge? That's what we're actually going to reference here. What do we do? Okay. Before I get to that, what I want you to understand about this is inventory. What's inventory? Inventory simply means, okay, it just simply means, look, okay, I want to churn through as much inventory as possible. If I put a couple of positions on, and this looks like a lot to monitor, but it's not, and this looks like a lot to monitor, but it's not, it takes 2 seconds, okay? While we were live there, I was just monitoring my positions. It takes 2 seconds to quote unquote monitor your inventory. Right? So you sell a bunch of junk out here and you sell a bunch of junk over here. And then what do? You just churn through the inventory. Okay. As soon as I make a good percentage return, boom, on to the next, on to the next, on to the next, on to the next, on to the next. I mean, I want to make you into like the Amazon of premium selling. Does Amazon make money on everything they do? Absolutely not. Okay. What they're doing is they're churning through inventory, okay, to degrees of profitability. I mean, if you looked, you know, there's 50 apples on a shelf. If you sell apples, okay, and you only make, let's say 50% on every apple that you make, you got to burn through that inventory as fast as you possibly can. Every time you make 50% on an apple, gone. 50% on apples, and you're like hooking apples left and right. Some of the apples get a little rotten. You lose a little bit on them. Good. Keep going. Just keep going. Okay. But what you need to function in the environment is what happens, okay, when all of a sudden this market comes down too fast, right? You can't operate in that marketplace without what? What will happen? Okay. What will happen here? Market moves, by the way. Somebody was like, oh, if the market moves too much, right? If the market moves, it's even better for you. Market movement actually helps in collecting premium. Think about it. If you sold a bunch of junk out here and sold a bunch of junk down here and we move down here, all this is profitable. If we move up here, all this is profitable. Okay. If we move down and then back up, you're gold. You can't function without a hedge. And the one thing that people often miss, okay, enter the hedges. Enter the hedges. Okay. There are predominantly 3 types of hedges that we use. Okay. The first up here is a risk twist spread. Okay. The next is a VIX volatility spread. And last but not least is known as a gamma iron. Enter the hedges. Now, people sometimes have never heard of like what a risk twist or a VIX vol spread, but I'm going to explain them, and I'm going to explain why these trades are not just essential. Okay, I like when I said it. The market crashes. What do you get? Somebody's like margin call. Okay, these trades are essential. These are the hedges. Okay, this is your risk mitigation tactic. What basically a hedge amounts to? Okay, what is it? It's a sacrificial lamb. You have to put the lamb in the volcano. Why? Otherwise, the volcano could get very angry at you. And if the volcano gets angry, sacrificing the lamb, okay, is essential. You need to mitigate risk to function in the environment. I'll explain precisely what that means right now. So here we have the SPY. And the SPY is sitting right at 366. Okay, so the SPY is sitting at 366. You have gone out, right, and you've sell. Let's sell these 260 puts, and let's sell, for instance, a 270 put, and let's sell something like a what? 280 put. Simultaneously, I'm out here and I sell, okay, the 435 call, and I sell, right? Could be the 445 call before I know it, the market tanks and I sell, okay? A 420 call and I'm collecting $1 here and $1 here and $1 here, and this is $2 and $2, okay? That stuff really adds up. Then what are the hedges? I think that the easiest one to explain would be the VIX vol spread, okay? Why is it the easiest one to explain? A VIX volatility spread would be laid right in here, okay? And I'm just highlighting it for a second. In fact, I'll do you one better. I'm even going to put it in a slightly different color so that you just understand conceptually, okay? Right here, okay, we're going to layer in a VIX vol spread. What is a VIX vol spread? It's a very, very small trade placed in a product called VIX. What's VIX? S&P 500 Volatility Index. Most people probably know this. When the market goes down, VIX goes where? Tell me, where's VIX go? VIX goes up. Want to see? Okay. It's kind of hard to see right now because I have all this garbage on here, but when the market goes down, there you go. There's VIX today. Straight up, baby. Okay. When the market goes down, the VIX goes up. Oh, and the VIX right now looks angry. I like it. A little anger in my volatility. Okay. When the market goes down, the VIX goes up. The VIX going up, okay, what would happen is our little tiny trade expands dramatically, okay? So all of a sudden we have this cheap hedge. By the way, you can actually get those hedges for basically next to nothing. People always ask, what's the hedge going to cost? Listen, hedges are the cost of doing business. When you drive a vehicle on the road, okay, gasoline, unfortunately, is the cost of doing business, right? Insurance is a must for a vehicle anywhere, okay? You don't have insurance, you probably shouldn't drive. Some people do, it's unfortunate, but then you have uninsured motorists. underinsured motorists. Why do you have that? Just in case, okay, the inevitability happens and somebody crashes into you. A VIX fall spread is a very minute trade in the event that the market crashes into you. Why? Because as the market goes down, the VIX will expand dramatically, okay? And it's not going to cover 100% of losses. It's an umbrella, okay? Boom, okay? It opens, you're covered for the time being. You have more than enough time to be like inventory management, okay? This is not something that needs to be done quickly. Manage your inventory, move on to the next trade. That's it. The VIX volatility spread is a hedge for the downside. And you go, what about the upside? We can actually do what is termed a gamma iron. The risk graph looks something like this. If the market rallies, you have to catch the gamma iron in profitability before it could ever hit those calls. Okay. We use hedges. It is the only way to function in the midst of volatility. It's the only way to function. You cannot sell options naked without having a hedge on. Otherwise, okay, you are a sitting duck for a large move. This is selling options premium. And I don't want to intimidate anybody with this. You know, there's like all this writing on the screen, okay? Listen, the bottom line for all of it, right? What are we doing? We're selling way out of the money stuff, okay? Why do we do it? Because we're collecting decent premium. Then what do? We hedge. Why do we hedge? Just in case that out of the money stuff, you know, the event that the market actually crashes comes to us, okay? Bring the pain. The hedge is there to soften us. The hedge is there to soften us. And if you got, you know what, people, listen, you want to look at a hedge right now? I'll show you a hedge, okay? This is a hedge right here. That is actually a hedge that I am using. Why am I using a hedge? Because I got a put sold right here. I'm actually using what's termed an inside hedge or an inflection point spread, okay? That one is exactly what I'm talking about here. And you know what? I've priced it multiple times because I'm going to tell you right now, look, this hedge can be worth as much as $10, but right now the hedge is only worth $5. Am I still hedged? Yes, because the hedge can be worth what? $10. What's it worth right now? $5. Why would I bail out of the hedge? The hedge is actually up pretty decent amount. The hedge could be up a lot more. But if a hedge can be worth 10, it's only worth 5, okay? We're not home yet. So I'm going to sit tight. This is trading. I'm telling you, this is why you want to sell premium. You can sell premium in small accounts, $2,000, okay? Produces positive theta decay. You can enhance existing positions. You got to realize you can actually use premium around other positions, provides an incredibly high probability of success. You know, I'm talking about a hedge, but how often are you really going to need a hedge? Want to know the truth of that? Today. Today is the first day year to date that I've had to look at my hedge, okay? This is the first day year to date that I've had to look at my hedge. Okay, how's that possible? I sell far out of the money stuff. Okay, if we continue down today though, I'm gonna need it. All right, I'm gonna need it. Is it gonna reduce my risk? It is, and I've actually got it on a multitude of accounts. Okay, there's another hedge. So what's my hedge worth over here? 508. Okay, maybe I have to use it, maybe I don't. I mean, it looks, you know, looks tantalizing out there right now, but we'll see. We'll see. We're right on the cusp of needing it. Right? You never need to buy or sell the stock. You can be wrong about market direction. You can even talk about market direction and still produce profitable trades. And I'm telling you right now, you need this in your life. A lot of people are just throwing the towel into the market completely. I don't understand why. This is our time. This is your time to shine, baby. This is it. You need this in your life because what are you going to do? You're going to just wait and I'll just wait for the bottom to come. Listen, I could not tell you, okay, where the bottom is going to be. Volatility, okay? This could last for years. You know, the Fed could reverse course because the economy tanks. Let's see what the banks do. I mean, this is a free-for-all, okay? Even if the Fed reversed course, you know, if the Fed turned around and raised interest rates 75 basis points by the end of the summer, they're like, oh, we accidentally destroyed the economy. Let's lower rates again because that's what the traders are waiting for. People are going to panic. It's going to get much worse because they're like, oh my gosh, these people have no idea what they're doing. Okay, loss of confidence in the Federal Reserve. Can you imagine that? The one thing, all you can see ahead of you is chaos. That's it. Every time that we've gone into some kind of like financial crisis, they're all different. Don't, you know, this is not going to be anything like 2008. Housing market, yeah, people have plenty of cash. Okay, cash isn't really worth much right now, but that's all right because we're in an inflationary environment. Listen, selling premium could potentially bring in consistent returns while minimizing your risk. You want to learn to do this the right way. We're going to discuss criteria. Before that, here's a few live trading examples. One thing I wanted to bring with you, okay, and bring to you, everything that I do here today. This is where people are like, oh, it sounds decent, but listen, the proof is always in the pudding. Okay, it is. So I show everything, P&L year to date. Look, I was up 188 earlier. Now I'm only up 187. How is that possible? Okay, I don't, listen, markets are moving right now. I mean, I'm having a day where look how fast my P&L is moving. I'm making or losing a few $100s in every single tick of the market. And that's just one account. Okay, it's one account. Take a look. We compound a multitude of accounts, right? This thing is whipping around. There's not a minute going by where I'm not making or losing almost $500 to $700 in a minute. That's how fast we're actually moving at this point in the marketplace. Okay. Now that kind of volatility, right? If you don't want to be involved in it, you don't have to have these size positions on. Like I got some size on right now. That's okay for me. You don't have to put on size. You can do this with like $2,000. But I want to show you a few live trading examples. Variations of all of the following trades can be done with as little as $2,000 in a funded brokerage account and can be done inside of retirement accounts. Ready? Okay. I just wanted to show you what this looks like. I am now going to show you, okay, literally from inception, every bit of premium I've sold since the beginning of 2021. Obviously, we're already halfway through 2022. So we're almost 18 months into this premium selling extravaganza. Okay. The other thing that you should also know right here, these are trade alerts. What does a trade alert mean? It means, okay, these are all trades that we send to TheoTrade clientele. Okay. This, when I say this, right here, this is to open to close. Right? This is a call. You can see the call strike, what I sold it for, what I bought it back for, the exact time and date. Everything is included. If you're curious where this comes from, okay, I copy and pasted these specifically, okay, from thinkorswim. Every trade that I do, let me just show you. I trade a lot of spiders. I trade a lot of spiders over the last 30 days. This is all the positions that I've opened and closed. All I did, okay, was like, look, to open to close, to close, to open, to close, to close, to open, to close. All I did was take those opening and closing transactions and just copy and pasted them right here into a slide deck. I'm going to run through 18 months. I'm going to do this fast. We're on slide 36. Okay, we're about to be on slide like 130 something here in just a moment. This is a 58% return on Tesla short call. Okay. This is bonds. Yes, I trade bonds, 57% return. 53% return, 62% return in the IWM. By the way, I encourage you, you can write down everything I trade. Write down bonds. Look, if you haven't looked at my positions in here, okay, go back over to thinkorswim for a second. Got bond trades on right now. Okay, and these bond trades, I'm going to show you right now. There's only one lot, but they're already up. Okay, they're already up 27% and 12% respectively. Okay, how long has this trade been on? I put it on 6/13. Today's the 16th. Okay. Are you up that kind of money? 30%, right? I've done absolutely nothing for it. Bond short put, 57% return, 53% return, 62% return inside of the IWM, 53% return, 76% return, 60% return, 50% return, 51%, okay, 57%, 49%, 50%, 62%, 50%, all right? Oh, 53%, 19%, oh, sorry, 57%, 56%, 50%, 54%, 19% loss. It's a loser. 54%, 52%. All I'm doing is just scrolling through again and again and again. If you're seeing anything consistent over here, because I am a consistent animal, every one of these is opening and closing. So I'm just taking you through. And if you're bored, it's like IWM, some spiders, some bonds. Okay, oh, look, 73%. I'm just scrolling through trade after trade. There's something different. Apparently, Mo. Okay. So more bonds, more Tesla, some Amazon in there, some QQQs thrown in, little spiders. As I get halfway through the year, okay, right here. all right? This is actually the ES. This is the options on futures. Options on futures are exactly 5 times the size of the spiders. So the reason I use this, first I got people comfortable with spiders, then I actually stepped up size. By stepping up size, I don't do more contracts. What I prefer to do is a different product. So I use ES, 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 because these trades are 5 times the size, right? So I'm just running through. Now, the more experienced we get, okay, the more we're going to dig in and give you a little bit more variability in trades. This is what we call a Christmas tree. A Christmas tree is a little bit more complex. We're back in the spiders, but you're putting this on for almost a $21 credit, closing it for a $3 debit. It's an 85% return. Christmas tree is a little complicated, but this thing, okay, these are big, big premium selling trades. QQQ, 57%, 53%, okay, 19%. Not everything works out swimmingly in here, but all I'm showing you is return after return. Christmas tree spread, again, a 92% return. I opened it for a $22 credit, closed it basically for what? Okay, 81 cent and $1.80 like credit. In this one, ES short put, another ES short call, just cruising through trade after trade after trade. Okay, another Christmas tree. This is actually a Christmas tree where I actually hit as the marketplace started to descend, right, for almost a $4,000 profit in 1 unit of this Christmas tree spread. ES short call. By the way, again, every single one of these trades, every single one of them is something that we actually allow clients to trade along with. It's a trade alert, okay? Here's an ES short put, 55%, 50%. Okay, ES short put, on short put, ES short call, okay? Another Christmas tree spread, $1,000 profit in 1 unit, on short put. We're already up to what? Okay, April, we're into May. And here we go, right up until almost right now. Now I'm gonna tell you, I never even finished putting May trades in here. So I'm actually gonna take you, okay? This, okay, this is TheoTrade. And the reason I'm taking you over to TheoTrade, and I'm just gonna show you really quick, these are clients of TheoTrade discussing, okay? Everybody's look, see? They're asking right now, that's at 306 a few minutes ago. Is Don selling any premium today? Okay. And again, right now I'm sitting tight. I want to tell them this. Sitting tight on premium sales. That offer spread's a little crazy. Okay. I didn't like the markets that I saw a few minutes ago. That may change though coming into this close. The reason I'm taking you over here is I actually want you to see something interesting, okay? We have different portfolios, and one of the portfolios is the Ultima TheoTheo portfolio. You're like, well, what does that consist of? Okay, it's the trades, all right? You can see these are the bond puts that I sold. This is everything I've done. You can actually see the trades that I've just recently closed. Things got a little crazy, right? As I said, I didn't have time to add every trade in because look at the number of trades. I think I left off on the 17th. The last trade you guys saw was right here. Look at all of the trades. All of these are closing trades. Every single one of these is profitable, 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 profitable. There's been that many trades that we've taken off profitable. Why? Because the volatility is actually kicking into high gear. It's been spectacular. Almost every trade that I've done though in here, if you're not familiar with these symbols, okay, these are the ES options on futures. Okay, we've been ripping down positions left and right. It has been phenomenal trade. Look, as I said, I left off on the 17th, okay, and then I picked up by showing you, okay, when I say I left off on the 17th, here's trades that I've opened, okay, and then trades that I've closed. And if you look at it, you're like, that's pretty simple. It just looks like a spreadsheet. You don't know why? Because I can actually take the trade, I can copy the trade, I can right click, literally copy the trade, okay, and a lot of people aren't aware of this. You realize you can go in here and you can actually just post the trade. Oops, there's nothing in the clipboard because I'm live. I can just copy the trade and paste it, okay, directly into, again, I can paste the trade directly into, see if I can fix that right now. I can paste it directly into thinkorswim. All right, and there's a couple of different brokerage firms we actually do this with. Let's see if I can get it to paste. There it is. I got it to paste in. All I had to do was copy the trade from our spreadsheet, look, and paste the order from my clipboard. And boom, I got the trades. So the reason this spreadsheet looks so basic is you just come in here, okay? You right click and copy the trade, paste it right in there. It's really, really cool stuff, okay? And the reason we do that, people, we want you to be able to follow everything that we do. So those trades get shot out. And by the way, this is live right now. This is actually Corey Rosenblum live into the close.
All those type of things.
Okay,
That's the
and he's
goal.
talking people through some of the sell side activity, in the marketplace presently. Okay, I'm following Don. Need more reminders for him to slap and sit on hands. Okay, and I am. All right. Again, I don't mind popping in here from time to time and telling people, even if I'm live right now, I mean, and the markets are moving. Okay, listen, this doesn't require a huge amount of time. There's a lot of people in the chat room right now, kind of communicating back and forth because this is a big day. But the trade results, okay, this is perfect for part timers. Selling premiums hands off, set and forget it. Okay, meaning that when you put on a trade, you were just looking at that portfolio a second ago. When you looked at that trade, okay, and those portfolios, you can even use what terms GTC orders, good till canceled. You're not sitting in front of the computer screen all the time. This is a good time, all right? Obviously learn this, but what our members are saying, I threw this together, okay? I threw this together and wanted just a smattering over here. But, look, TheoTrade is the best by far, okay? I'll be with them for the rest of my trading career. Forget this. This one's older. It's from February. This is from February. This is from September, okay? This is from today, literally from today, okay? I'm up 80K since January 1st, 2022. Very short, so I'm having to hold my nose and during the market rallies. Otherwise, I'm just rolling puts down, okay, and out and closing in out spreads for, okay, a 55% gain, okay? I'm still long energy. As soon as it stages a rally, I'm getting out. Been selling puts, okay, to keep time to time eroding value, okay, a la your strategy, whatever it's called. He's actually talking about Ultima, okay, but have sold no puts before this big downturn because you cautioned us about it, okay? You guys are great. It comes from Tom. Characteristics of selling. By the way, I threw this email in here today because I asked people today. I asked them this morning while I was live. I said, how is everybody doing year to date, right? Because I could tell, I mean, this morning, the S&Ps were down 100 at the open. This is the kind of crap I want to see. I don't know how much money is in this guy's account. He could have $1 million, but how many people are actually up right now, right? And I'm just questioning how many people are actually up on a year-to-date basis. Very few. Look out there, what's going on. It's decimation, okay? It's grisly at this point. It's hideous. Characteristics. High probability premium, okay? Undeniable. You're never buying or selling the stock. The risk is limited precisely to your comfort level. You don't use a stop order. Okay, you can vary time frames to minimize your risk. Probability of profitability is high. It's a perfect strategy to enhance one's stock portfolio. It's an excellent tool if you're seeking returns to build an account. And new products, and this is the area that people aren't familiar with, new products, they allow for sale of options in nearly any account size, okay? Now, do not let the options portion of this intimidate you, okay? In fact, I'm gonna just show you right off the bat. We provide everything you're ever gonna need. Like, you want to learn options, start here menu. What's a start here menu? When I say don't let options intimidate you. 101, 201. What do you think this is for? It's to get you ramped up. If you're an absolute novice, like, we don't just throw people into classes and be like, oh, let's just do this. Okay, that's not what we're about. Options can be the quickest, the fastest, the safest, the easiest way to get where you want to go in the marketplace. Okay. Used correctly, you can knock the cover off the ball, but this is about consistency. Used incorrectly, though, options lop off a couple of fingers. That's why I was talking about that iron condor earlier. Listen, you can sell Ultima Premium. Don't let that options portion intimidate you. You got to be prepared. You need these strategies. You need these strategies for the foreseeable market future. And what we do here at TheoTrade is we create recipes for every strategy, including selling premium. And we can show you how, okay, and when to sell premium in a matter of a few hours. You got to think of this like, we talk about strategy, understanding that you're going to go out and sell premium. Like, a couple of people were in here and they were like, oh yeah, I get it, sell premium. So I open it with 90 days, I close it when there's only 60 days. It goes way beyond that, way beyond that. We have highly detailed recipes. Okay. The only way to explain it is like, when people understand baking a cake. Now, baking a cake may only have like 8 or 10 steps. You put the cake together, mix a little flour, a little sugar, butter. Everybody needs some butter. Okay. There's a run on butter. Anyway, you put this together and boom, you got yourself a cake. You put it in the oven and easy bake oven, you got it. Trading's a little bit more difficult. You got to go through the recipe to be able to get into the trade, but then you're actually, in flight. And once you're in flight, you got to manage the trade. You got to look at the hedges. Okay, there's a little bit more to know. Like, look, this is what you need to know to successfully sell Ultima Premium for a living. What underlying stocks or indices make the best candidates? What'd you see me trade? S&P options and futures. I did trade S&P. I trade spiders. Okay. I mean, look, you can look over at my account over here. What have I got on here? A bunch of different things. Okay. I do love spiders. I do love my spy trades and bonds too. Okay. Why not? Bonds are good. Bonds are good for the whole family, right? I like it. What volatility should I seek out? See, here's the killer. The product that you pick is not that important. It's the volatility that's so important. Too much volatility, dead. Too little volatility, dead. You're like, should I trade Walmart? Oh, no. Should I trade Tesla? Oh, no. Those are two ends of the spectrum. Walmart is like watching paint dry. Okay. Tesla is like, hyperactive stuff. You go, but I like Tesla. Listen, there is no love for a product. I don't care what you trade. I don't care what I trade. Why do I trade bonds? Because it fits the criteria perfectly. Okay. It's a beautiful place to be. Most people know nothing about bonds. And that's the ironic part. I hope you know nothing about bonds. Bonds just have a beautiful skew. Okay. Beautiful right now. Okay. The whole world should be looking at bonds because that's what all this market carnage is about. What do you think the Fed is messing with? Bonds. That's why there's so much volatility in there. It's great. What expirations do I select? Have you guys looked at an option chain lately? But I want to show you something funny because a lot of people don't even know that this exists, right? There's daily expirations. Look, this is a Thursday expiration. By the way, Thursday expiration, there's 22 minutes to go. There's still $17 of action priced into this marketplace. Between today and tomorrow's open, $54. Tomorrow, $73. There's daily expirations. This is Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Okay, Monday, the market's closed, holiday. Okay, but we have daily expirations. Look at all these expirations. You got to pinpoint exactly what expiration to sell. Okay, what should be the delta of the options you sell? Okay, what options do I buy against my positions? Selling options is easy. The hedging is the part that you got to understand. I'm going to say that again. Selling options is the easiest thing you're ever going to do. Yeah, but you got to know what options to buy against them. And you got to know how many. How do you build the position? When I say how do you build the position, it's one thing to draw this up on the screen. You go, okay, there's my position. I'm gonna sell some junk out here. I'm gonna sell some junk out here. I'm gonna buy a little VIX follow spread in here. But if we go up here, I might be in trouble because I don't know what a gamma iron is. Okay, this gets all sketched out for you. You know exactly what to do. Do I need a large amount of capital in my account to do this? No, you can have $2,000. Okay, what's the right amount of risk for me? I don't know. What is the right amount of risk? We can actually help you fine tune that depending upon account size. You got to know different account size, different amount of risk. Now, this is a fun one. What are the percentage returns supposed to be? You tell me. Okay, you tell me. What are the percentage returns? The average percentage return on there was 50%. Okay, how do I protect myself from market crashes? Well, take a look. All right, I'm telling you right now. How do I protect myself from market crashes? Okay, I go over here and I look at my hedge and I say, oh, magnificent hedge, are you there to save me? Oh, it's only at 513. It's $10 wide hedge. We're okay. Okay to go. Okay to go. Let me show you exactly what we do here at TheoTrade. TheoTrade creates recipes in trading. Okay, recipes in trading. Trading is all about answering the what ifs. What might be a good stock or ETF candidate? Right? What's the correct options expiration cycle? Right? How much capital do I commit to generating premium? Like if you have $1 million account, how much should I sell premium? If you have a $5,000 account, how much to selling premium? Okay. What strike options do I sell? What strike options do I buy? How can I limit my risk? I mean, we have those answers. So we build recipes with definitive criteria. They're checklists for each strategy and each unique variable you're going to encounter. By the way, the idea behind this criteria stems from me flying around the world a lot. I was talking about that earlier. With both thinkorswim and TD Ameritrade, I flew all over the planet. And we did option classes everywhere from Singapore to Australia, okay, every major city in the United States, Canada even. I mean, TD, when TD bought us, spent huge amounts of time up in Canada, okay? And while flying around, you sit up front in an airplane and, watch these pilots go through these really detailed checklists. And most of them actually use iPads and stuff for them now, but they go through these checklists. Okay? And I was like, oh, it's an awesome idea, because traders on the floor, okay, back in the day used to use these checklists. So I did exactly that. So I built this criteria we would go through of every detail that I would look at to get into the trade. But then even more importantly, it wasn't about getting into the trade or getting out of the trade. It was what to do when in the trade, every unique variable. What if the stock goes up? What if the stock goes down? What if we actually have dividends coming? What if expiration tomorrow is actually triple witching? Do I need to know anything before triple witching? Oh my, okay. TheoTrade has the answer to those questions. We give the right probability, how many contracts for the account size. Okay, when do you close the premium sale? What if we sell off big? When do we bail out of a trade? What if we rally massively? Can you fix a losing position? It's about how, it's about why, it's about when, it's about what price. And I'm telling you, it is just the beginning of the variables that you're going to face by selling options premium for a living. Listen, you can read about what selling Ultima premium is. You might even know how to build a few trades, but you need TheoTrade's recipe for success. 20 plus years trading experience, access to client order flow for 15 years, viewed and studied millions of trading accounts. That's just me. I ran education, okay, for 15 years. I thinkorswim and TD Ameritrade. We have the largest option order flow. We know exactly, okay, to dial in what works and what doesn't. We know exactly what you need, right, to be able to not only construct a trade, but actually kind of pilot your way through positions. Criteria is your recipe for success. And we spent years fine-tuning Ultima. And when you approach the section on criteria, you follow the steps to build a trade, okay? We built a full 5-hour course on this. I throw this out here right now, okay? What we do here at TheoTrade, the ultimate income generator course, but what we do here at TheoTrade is all encompassing. We do not sell a course and just let you go, okay? At TheoTrade, and I tell you, just as I throw this up here, because everybody's like, oh, it's another class for 500 bucks, and I get it, okay? What we do here at TheoTrade is, yes, we provide, okay, instruction. Then we provide email support. You can bounce trade ideas off of us. We provide trade alerts. We actually will send you Ultima trades, both for a big account and or a small account. Okay, so if you have a small account, we have what we term a Theo Theta small portfolio. This 5-hour course, though, is essential to watch, okay, to be able to do these trades. Like, can we just send you alerts? People say this all the time. Can you just send me alerts and forget the class? No, that's not right. You have to have some knowledge of what you're doing. I'll just follow your alerts, okay? What happens if I get hit by a bus tomorrow? It could happen, okay? I don't think there's too many buses on this island. But what happens, okay, if I got hit by a runaway iguana on the island? Yes, there's iguanas everywhere, okay? You need to understand somewhat about selling premium. You need to understand, okay, the logistics of it, how to construct it. I am the instructor of the course. It's a 5-hour course. It is archived and available immediately for streaming, okay? The access to the course is available on a website. It's also available on any, okay, iPad, tablet, okay, of your choice. You could even watch this off of, a small mobile device. That's fine, okay? And that's part of it. Like, listen, we have our own mobile apps, both for Android and iOS. And the class slide deck that includes all of the criteria for entry and exit is available immediately. But again, I want to reiterate something before I go any further in here. And I am watching markets pretty carefully, okay? I'm more than aware, because I've watched education where they charge you 500 bucks for a class, and then they charge you $500 for some, MACD indicator, okay? And then you got to pay $500 for a class to learn how to use the indicator from the original class. And before you know it, all this is obsolete. And then there's another class, okay? There's no easy way to put this, okay? TheoTrade is all encompassing. And when I say that, we give you every indicator you're going to need. We give you access to all the instructors. By the way, when I say we give you access to the instructors, here they are. This is the chat room. This is included. This is streaming live right now. Okay, that's Corey Rosenblum. He's live, literally right now, showing a volume profile here on an intraday basis. He's our resident swing trader. We have different genres of trade. Okay, we give you email support. When I say email support, you ping us and say, am I doing this trade right? Of course, we'll tell you exactly. We don't shy away from emails. Okay, and we don't do like a quote unquote membership anymore. You sign up for 3 months. If you like it, you sign up for another 3 months. Okay, we don't charge different amounts for different things. It's all encompassing. The chat room is included in it. All the classes that we've ever done. By the way, we've been around since 2016. We have over 100 classes. We give them to you from day one. You can stream them all. Okay, it's like Netflix for trading. Any genre of trade. Somebody goes, well, I want to know more about technical analysis. Guess what? The guy that helped build thinkorswim charts, he works here. His name is Jeff Bierman. He's also a professor of finance at DePaul in Chicago. He's one of our key guys here on staff. You go, okay, that's technical analysis. Oh, I need a little bit of psychology. Guess what? We have Slim Miller, okay, who is hands down right now the best, okay, in terms of market psychology for retail, hands down. Yeah, we have him and all of his classes, okay? You go, well, I want to learn about intraday stuff. Yeah, we have Tony Rago, okay, who does nothing but trades futures contracts all day. On top of it, we have a swing trader who's Corey Rosenblum. It's all part of it. Okay. We don't hold anything back in any way, shape, or form. And everything that I do is texted out to you. And if you're like, I don't have text messaging because I'm over in Singapore or something. Yeah, we also have push notification through our mobile device. Okay. We have all of it. Like we literally sat down and said, what are these people going to need to be effective in here? What are they going to need to be effective? Listen, I'm going to take you through the curriculum, and then I'm going to show you everything that's involved, okay, in TheoTrade, everything that's involved. The Ultima income generator, okay, curriculum. Learn how to generate consistent returns. First of all, how to build a portfolio of high probability trades, okay, regardless of starting capital or experience. Detailed entry and exit criteria for selling options premium, okay, while keeping risk at a minimum. Discover option Greeks and learn how to manage all of your positions through one easy number. Now, again, people look at this, they go, oh, that kind of sounds like a lot. Remember, if you know nothing about it, what do? You go to start here. You got to start somewhere, and you can actually watch these videos. And if you've never seen these videos, okay, by the way, even those of you that are experienced, order execution, nobody understands order execution in detail. You go, what do you mean they don't understand it? Okay, this right here, this explains how payment for order flow works. That's something the Securities Exchange Commission is talking about right now. This is all about payment for order flow, okay? Listen, there's not a detail that we don't understand. But to get to this level, you're just going to watch the class for 5 hours. Detailed entry and exit criteria, discover option Greeks, okay? You're going to learn to use a risk array. It's probably my favorite section, probably one of my favorite sections I've ever taught in here. How to properly allocate in a way that reduces risk, discover risk mitigation techniques, okay? To hedge the most extreme market environments, you're never going to be caught off guard. How to sell premium in small accounts, retirement account with innovative new trading vehicles that have never been available before. It's all part of it. By the way, there's 2 hours of the 3-hour course. 2 hours of it is actually dedicated to how to circumnavigate margin restrictions, how to actually go in here and do this with a smaller account. Everybody needs to know how to do this because it saves money in terms of margin. It's huge. In addition to Ultima, we also give you, okay, the inflection point spreads class. The inflection point spread, okay, is the most high impact, high volatility options premium selling course, okay? It's part of it, and I'll tell you why it's part of it, because it's part of Ultima. What you saw a moment ago in my account, okay, is termed an inflection point spread. This is a hedge, okay, and this is the premium sale. This is the hedge, and this is the premium sale, okay? With that also, this is actually almost a brand new course. This is just recorded a few weeks back. We cleaned it up, okay? Got it ready for you. You can stream it live. And by the way, you can stream on the mobile application, even if you're on an aircraft. You don't even have to be internet connected to stream. You can actually download the stuff onto your iPad, okay, and stream at your leisure. This inflection point spread curriculum, you're going to learn to sell premium and hedge risk in one transaction. I just showed you. In fact, if you want to see the full Monty over here, come to my account statement and look at the spiders, okay? This is an opening transaction for it. Look, it's an opening transaction. I create a duplicate order, okay? It's ready to roll. I mean, that's it. That's all you have to do is actually, again, these trades are blasted out. You're going to actually discover how to hedge existing positions, even in the most extreme environments. Detailed criteria for inflection point spreads and keeping risk at a minimum. Learn how to analyze inflection point spread so you're never caught off guard by risk and market conditions. Okay, and find how many inflection point spreads you can safely allocate for any account size. With this stuff, it's critical to learn. Again, the Ultima class goes hand in hand with the inflection point spread. And I say, stop right there. It's 8 hours of classes. Do I want you to watch it? Absolutely. Is it worth your time? Absolutely. If you want to learn to like survive in this environment, okay, you got to do this stuff. We also, okay, we only do 90 days. That's it. When I say we only do 90 days, okay, I'll just give you the quick lowdown over here. The deal today, it's 297 bucks. It's $297. It includes everything for the next 90 days. There's a no stipulations money back guarantee. Sign up for the next 90 days, check out our trades, trade with us, do whatever you want. There's no excuses, no questions, no commentary. If you're not happy anytime in the next 90 days, do not even call us. There's no stipulations. Just email us. We'll give you your 300 bucks back. Okay. We have now just over 6,000 active members and clientele. Okay. By the way, after 90 days, if you want to sign up again, you have to pay another $297. This is not an introductory price. We don't bill you again. So it's not auto pay. It's not like a gym membership. You know, I call them members, but we have 6,000 now active clientele on TheoTrade. Okay. The reason we do it, look, there's absolutely no risk to you. You just email support@theotrade.com. If you don't like it, receive a full refund. Go to theotrade.com/SKU. You can enroll for it right now. Okay. By the way, it's S as in Sam, K as in Kick, E as in Echo, W, theotrade.com/SKU. Bear with me for just a moment because I'm going to take you over here. The reason I'm going to take you over here, when you come to theotrade.com/SKU, again, somebody just asked that. Okay. So there's a money back guarantee. So you don't have to be concerned when you click add to cart. Okay, because people are going to do this, and then we're going to have an issue a little bit afterwards. Click add to cart, putting information in here, put your phone number. Your phone number automatically enrolls you for the text messaging. Okay, by the way, you can do 297, 2 payments of 149, 3 payments of 100. We don't care. Okay, we don't care. It's, again, it's 300 bucks. You do not go wrong with 300 bucks in here. Okay, and again, we give you everything from day one. There's nothing else like TheoTrade. There's nothing else. You can go out and you can spend $30,000 in an education. Literally, go spend 30,000 bucks in an education, and I'm telling you right now, it will pale in comparison, okay, to what we're capable of doing here. There's not going to be an instructor crew with the depth and knowledge anywhere at any price. And you go, well, why do you guys only charge 300 bucks? Okay, because we have 6,000 people on the site. We have relationships, okay, with the small exchange. We have relationships with the Chicago Mercantile Exchange. We have relationships with Tastyworks, TD Ameritrade, which is now Charles Schwab. I'm a guest on there, okay, on a weekly show that we do. We have relationships with all of the various brokerage firms, every major exchange out here. Why? Because we do right by the client, and you are the client. Go to theotrade.com/SKU. Here's another thing, what our members are saying. This came in literally today. Because of Theo, I closed my entire portfolio with profits. Okay. When they were talking about this, all right, Marianne in here, 0 lost and all cash. Love it. Okay. This is not a winning story. This is, I didn't get crushed story, because early on in the year, we saw risk flying. As soon as the Fed turned around and said, we're going to raise rates, we're like, okay, that's it. I am out of the contest. Right. Let's talk a little bit about what TheoTrade includes. I'm going to run through this fast because I'm way over in time here today. Okay, you want a bonus. TheoTrade goes beyond a class or beyond an indicator. It includes everything you are going to need to invest. We have investment classes, we have trading classes, we have day trading classes. Okay, it has everything you're going to need to trade and invest at one place and at one price. First thing, quick start beginner guide. I've been showing that consistently. You know, this is that like start here menu. Why do I keep showing the start here menu? Because it's essential. Like you get to, start here. If you don't know anything about this business, that's where you start here. Next on there, okay? Access to over 100 trading classes. Okay, what does that even look like, 100 trading classes? Well, let's actually take you. Again, this is TheoTrade. Here's the classes. Classes are broken down. Option classes, option newbies, technical analysis, day trading, stock trading, futures trading, pairs trading, trend trading, hedging classes, mindset. Watch options. Options is kind of, that's my area, right? Z spreads, inflection point spreads, income accelerator, Ultima, okay? These are the two classes that we're providing you right here, right now. This is what you want to watch. Inflection point and Ultima is what works. Z spread has also been phenomenal. It's actually done by Blake Young. Income accelerator is a way to sell premium around existing positions. I'm telling you, this all available to you. Every class in here is available to you today. I mean, you can go all the way back to the stuff that I did years ago, right? Butterfly's Guide to Weekly Returns, the next big short, okay? This is actually risk twist spreads, which is essential as well, okay? It's good stuff. You guys are going to absolutely love it. Bonus 3, we give you access to our chat room. It's a full VIP pass. You get access to the chat room. You get access to all of our portfolios. You get access to text and push notifications. There's 5 different trading portfolios. We even do daily coaching sessions, okay? And directly answer your trading questions via email. I always say this to people. I put a lot of weight into this, okay? We answer questions via email. Why do I put a lot of weight? Because, you know, in the next 3 months, if you went out and emailed us one time, you think we can't save you more than $297? It's like, that's, I mean, again, when I say that we answer emails, people, we answer emails. I mean, we answer thousands of emails every single week. We have 8 full-time instructors here. Most of the instructors spend 3 to 4 hours a day responding to emails. That's the lifeblood of what we do. That's why a lot of people, like out of 6,000 people at TheoTrade, okay, I almost guarantee you half of them, if not more, okay, they don't even have to tune into the daily stuff that we do. A lot of them just get the alerts and then they just ask questions in email. That's why they're part of TheoTrade. I mean, listen, what are you going to do right now? You're going to call up Charles Schwab? Hey, Chuck, ain't no more Ask Chuck. Chuck doesn't care. Chuck is Walmart. Chuck bought TD Ameritrade. Okay. There's no more Chuck. There's nobody to call. Every brokerage firm has become Walmart now. Right. And I'm not picking on Walmart. I'm just simply saying you go into Walmart, it's a big open warehouse. There's nobody there. Okay. You can knock, but nobody's home and nobody's going to pick up the phone and nobody is going to support you in this like we will. Listen, these are the TheoTrade instructors. Again, we give you everything from, 101 to 100 different trading classes to access to the live trading room. By the way, this is a live trading room. It's live. Yeah, right now. Okay, it's live. So you can see everything, every dollar we're making, losing, it's all in there. Again, it's no holds barred, right? Speaking of which, the bell is about to come. These are the instructors: Jeff Bierman, Matt Williamson, Corey Rosenblum, Brandon Chapman, Slim Miller, Tony Rago, Blake Young. Okay, all have over 15 years of experience, okay, in active trade. Steve Slim Miller, you're going to love him. That guy has forgotten more about risk management than most of us will ever know. We also have 3 CMTs. Corey Rosenblum, Jeff Bierman, and Brandon Chapman are CMT designations. Jeff Bierman's also a professor of finance at Loyola, okay, and DePaul, predominantly DePaul at this point in time. This is actually our crew. All right, you get access to all of our proprietary indicators and scans. We give them all to you, okay? This is actually the TheoTheta Live portfolio. We give you access to, okay, our portfolios. Why do we give you access to the portfolios? Full disclosure on all trades, opening, closing, hedging positions. You get to watch me trade like never before. And we even have a TheoTheta small portfolio, okay? With that, every transaction you get to see, like literally every transaction. These can be copy and pasted, okay? We even do a weekly update video. This is all part of it. When I say weekly update video, in 12 minutes every Friday, like tomorrow's Friday, there'll be a weekly update. Everything I did on the week in, okay, the portfolio, everything I did in the portfolio, okay, won't only be updated, it is given detail as to why did I do what I did in the particular portfolio. Or like today, I didn't actually sell a lot of premium today, which is going to surprise a lot of people, which I got some explaining to do, and I'll do exactly that tomorrow. You don't have to sit there all week long waiting for trades. We explain everything in 12 minutes. You can just kind of play catch up on some of the trades. Bonus 5, technical analysis toolkit. Everything you wanted to know about technical analysis. Bonus 6, the day trading treasure chest. Okay, we actually go through infinite numbers of day trading classes. There's 11 other day trading classes on top of consistent intraday strategies and setups in day trading ES futures blueprint and intraday Nasdaq futures. Bonus 7, mindset mastery. A timeout. I would write this down if I were you. The 5 essential building blocks to successful trading with 42-year veteran Steve Miller. Why would I write it down? We actually used to charge even $1,000 extra for this class. We just threw it into the bulk of the classes. Okay, I'll show everybody exactly where it is in here. Okay, this is under option strategies, but if you actually go into the classes, okay, under mindset, okay, and trading plan classes, kind of scroll down, right? We actually have the 5 essential building blocks to successful trading. I highly suggest you watch that. It'll change the way, even the most experienced, it'll change the way you think about this business. Number 8, quick start guide to Ultima trades. There are some of you that are not going to sit down and watch a 5-hour class. I get it. We built a PDF. It's like a quick start guide. Like if you went out and bought a new printer, you open it up and you're like, quick start guide. That's exactly what this is designed for. Again, what our members are saying. Thank you for the reply. It's very much appreciated. TheoTrade is the first educational trading service that I actually, okay, making a profit with one, okay, which I see a pathway to retirement. Regards, Pat. We include everything: classes, coaching, email access to the instructors, live trading room, live trades, indicators and scans. It's everything you're gonna need. We literally built, like TheoTrade is the Netflix for traders, okay? It's $297 for 3 months. It includes everything that we discussed. If you go to theotrade.com/SKU, okay, you can enroll for it. And by the way, we incentivize you to enroll today for it. It's $297, 100 classes, inflection point spreads, Ultima, okay? We broadcast all day, every day. So 6.5 hours of a trading session, we broadcast 6.5 hours of a trading session. We do text and push notifications. Okay, again, theotrade.com/SKU. I'll remind you, there's a 90-day money-back guarantee. Okay, there are no stipulations to the money-back guarantee. There's no questions. There's no commentary. I get it. Life gets in the way. If you receive a refund, you get to keep bonus 1 on us. By the way, if you receive a refund, I don't mind saying this. People watch the classes. You can go view the inflection point spreads class. View it. Okay, you're going to probably look at the class and go, holy crap, these guys know what they're doing. Not leaving anytime soon, because people obviously want the trade alerts. They want the email support. Good, but there's a 90-day money back guarantee, because the fact of the matter is, and I say this in the most plain way I possibly can, we want individuals, okay, that want to learn to trade. We want individuals that want to be here. We have relationships with major brokerage firms, okay? And that relationship is only viable for the brokerage firms and only viable for TheoTrade, okay, if you're happy. And it's critically important that you're happy, okay, that you find a place that you're comfortable with, that you can ask questions, okay, that you can actually trade. So again, if you're not happy in any way, shape, or form in the next 90 days, please ask for your money back. As I said, we want individuals, okay, that want to be traders, or traders, okay, that want to be here. And that's the most essential. And we have everything on the spectrum, from somebody that's never traded before, okay, to former market makers. There's tons of former market makers here, registered investment advisors, okay? This is the place even professionals come, because I'm going to tell you right now, again, this is not like the Don Kaufman show, right? I brought in individuals that I knew for years. I've known Jeff Bierman like 12 years. I know Blake Young for even more than that, okay? These are people like, I grew up in the industry with. There's nobody better, okay, than Slim Miller, all right? In terms of like cyclical analysis and like psychology in the marketplace, there is no one better. I met that man, okay, when I was a kid. That's how long he's been in this business for. That stuff's critical to me. Again, we want people that want to be here. All right, onward and upward. I'm going to answer some of the specific questions in here, okay? And it's critical. So get into TheoTrade now. By the way, the 30 spots on the TheoTrade riskless deal. We do this to incentivize you to enroll now. People ask like, well, what's the difference? Well, the difference is this, okay? The $300 or the $297 riskless offer, okay? It's never been available before with Ultima, with inflection points, and it's no stipulations money back guarantee. And I think that that's pretty critical. And by the way, you can You can do 3 payments of $100 too. Somebody was asking in there, and that's fine. Send us your trades too. We bounce ideas off of this. We give you unlimited email mentoring. Okay. By the way, one thing in there, just don't email me 5 minutes before the close on a Friday afternoon. People, I trade. Okay. I trade. And by the way, we trade huge here. When we do a trade, all right, when we do a trade, I don't mind showing this. Check this out. I have a trade in silver. And you're like, well, how big do you guys trade? I trade in silver. Notice anything unusual? There's 5,000 open contracts. People always ask, how big do you trade? How about 5,000 contracts big? That ain't me. Okay. You know what? In this one account, I have 5 contracts. But when I send a text message out for a trade, just to give you an idea of how many people are here, as I said, but there's over 6,000 members. How come they're all not doing the trade? Okay. Because it's a different genre of trade. This is a genre of trade that does have some directional bias. Okay. There's a lot of our clientele here that don't want the directional bias. I've got a trade over here in Costco. If you're like, oh man, is that the usual? Look, Costco trade is double the risk. So there's only 2,500 contracts in here. I just wanted to show you when we trade here at TheoTrade, okay, it's the biggest. When I say it's the biggest, there's no other, okay, facility, no other chat room, nothing that even comes close to the amount of contract size that we push through here at TheoTrade. Okay, the contract size alone speaks for itself. When we start talking about like Ultima trades, you can see our contract size in Ultima as well. It's huge, it's absolutely huge. Again, it's 297 bucks. All you do is go to theotrade.com/SKU, and I'll throw it up there one more time so that everybody can see it. It's theotrade.com/SKU. Click add to cart. Again, there's just no risk, right? There's no if and or but about it. And again, I urge you, okay, if you are not happy, you can get your money back. We would rather you get your money back than ever have an issue with any client ever. And that's the most important thing to us. And again, the auto expected move indicator for thinkorswim is also located on that particular page. When you click add to cart, I'll reiterate, please put your phone number in. It automatically enrolls you for text messaging. By the way, we don't send out a million text messages. And what happens is you'll get no text messages for like 4 or 5 days, and all of a sudden, boom, 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 like 4 in a row. You're like, ah, it just has to do with market conditions. Okay. And you can break it up and do payments any way you want. We accept everything pretty much. So that's completely and utterly up to you. Okay. In terms of like PayPal credit, it's up to you how you want to actually do that. All right. What our members are saying, my closed year-to-date profit from Ultima has paid for my yearly TheoTrade subscription. Okay. This is yours today for $297. Ultima Quick Start Beginner's Guide, over 100 classes. Okay. Access to the chat rooms and all the trading portfolios. TheoTheta Live. This is a live theta selling portfolio. We give you the technical analysis toolkit, the day trading treasure chest, the mindset mastery, and the quick start guide to Ultima trades. Okay. This is actually from Jeremiah. My first 4 trades following exactly the details in your Ultima class just closed out using GTC orders. That stands for good till canceled. Right after getting into the trade, it's paid for your class in less than a week. I'm very thankful I subscribed to your services. Keep up the good work. Again, follow me to that link for the auto expected move indicator. I'm going to answer some general questions as I kind of wrap up over here. I want to make sure that everybody gets everything answered in every way, shape, or form. I'll read off a couple of names in here. When I say I read off a couple of names, I'll read off a few names of individuals as you're enrolling. Okay, listen, there are 30, and I want to reiterate this. There are 30 riskless spots today. We do that to incentivize you, obviously, to enroll today. I mean, listen, we always want, okay, more clientele here at TheoTrade. As I said, life gets in the way and we get it, but it's 297 bucks. It's $100 a month. If you just used us to bounce ideas off of, that's fine. Okay. But don't be surprised. Like, people ask me direct questions and I'm going to give you direct answers. You may not like them all the time. There are times when, I'll be like, no, get out of your portfolio. People are shocked at some of the answers they get from us because, listen, we had every brokerage license possible. I've had my Series 3 which basically deals with futures contracts. I've had Series 4, which is a principal options broker-dealer. I've had my Series 7, which is my general broker-dealer. I've had my Series 24, which is a principal broker-dealer. And then I've had my Series 66, which is a 63 and a 65 combined. You want fries with that? Okay, I've had them all. Every license out there, we know how to answer. Okay, we know how to answer questions, so we're not afraid to do so. And that's where other education firms, they can't do it. Again, you can pay 30 grand to some education firm. It will pale in comparison. Okay. Brandon Chapman, who works with us, Brandon, his kind of claim to fame, he wrote the course manuals for TD Ameritrade. They used to charge $24,000 for an 18-month class. Yeah, we got the guy that wrote all the manuals too. Okay. By the way, as you're enrolling today, I will read off your first name, okay, and the initial of your last name, because people are kind of curious, did I get into the 30 riskless spots? Yes, I'll read off the first name, okay, and the last initial. I'm going to answer some generalized questions very, very quickly, because I know I went over here. By the way, people ask about specifics. Don't know if you remember me, but I emailed you a few weeks ago and told you my delta was positive a couple thou or more. Okay, you told me to smash it or I was going to be in trouble. I smashed it. You saved my account. I just want to thank you. Look at the timing of it. Before Theo, I had no clue about portfolio delta. Big hearty thanks to you and all of your team. My finances would have been a goner without your advice. Okay. First question, what do you need? What do you need here? Okay, you need a laptop and internet connection. You don't even need a laptop. You could probably just use an iPad. And by the way, I got an email the other day and I was actually cracking up to go, you have that fancy iPad? No, I have the piece of crap $297 Walmart iPad. That's what I use. It's what I like, right? Because after this thing's about a year old, I just hand it to my 7-year-old, who will then be 8. But it won't make a difference because I just go out and buy another one. I don't buy like the iPad Pros or anything like that. I don't get it. I don't get it. It runs the same operating system. It's an iPad. I trade on this thing all the time. Seriously, when I say trade on it all the time, okay, one of my favorite things to do, I like trading on iPads. Okay. I like trading on iPads. Okay. Why? Just something about like reach out and touch that marketplace. So there. Okay. I constantly actually trade on my iPad. It's very natural. It's very intuitive to me. So we have everything you're going to need though to get started from the absolute novice. Okay. Some of the most advanced and extreme traders. The second thing, this is not a membership. We don't auto renew or auto bill. That's critically important. We don't do that here. Number 3, we provide weekly updates. You can follow all the moves we make. In 12 minutes, all the moves that we make are covered very, very quickly, okay? Number 4, we provide and archive everything. We give you access to every single archive. Since the day that TheoTrade started, you can go all the way back to 2016 and watch every archive. It's all searchable, okay? Name any topic, any genre of trade, and I guarantee you we have an archive on it. Everything you can think of is in there, okay? We also give you access to TheoTrade Mobile, and you can watch the archives on your mobile device. Here's something cool. You're on the mobile device, you can actually watch at like 2.5 times the speed on here. Like I sound like a chipmunk, but it's awesome, okay? Number 6, we give you text messages, okay? Put your cell phone number when you're enrolling, give you text messages. You can also download TheoTrade Mobile. TheoTrade Mobile is for iOS, okay, which is Apple, and it's for Android. So you can get push notifications if you so choose. Number 7, you can email us anytime, receive a response within 24 hours, including trade-related questions. As I said, just don't, we usually turn emails around almost instantaneously, okay? And I don't mind saying that. We almost turn the emails around, okay, instantaneously. But the issue is that people, they ruin it because they email us on a Friday afternoon with 10 minutes to go to the close. They're like, help me, okay? Help me. Anyway, that's probably not a good thing to do. So listen, email us. We'll get back to you. Number 8, you gain access to everything we've done, okay? Since inception of TheoTrade, it's all searchable. Name a trading topic, and TheoTrade has an archive on it. Number 9, variations of the trades are available inside of an IRA retirement account with as little as $2,000 within the account, okay? Number 10, will actually help you get approved for options at several major brokerage firms. That's actually a big one, okay? We prefer in most cases Tastyworks. I don't mind saying it. We prefer Tastyworks in most respects. This is the most client-friendly brokerage firm on the planet right now. We incentivize people to enroll with Tastyworks. We have marketing relationships with Tastyworks. We also have marketing relationships with TD Ameritrade and E-Trade, okay? And 4 other brokerage firms and multiple exchanges. But Tastyworks right now is kind of preferred only because, again, they are margin friendly as well. They get it. All right. Number 11, there are 30 riskless trade spots available. Get results, take action, enroll for TheoTrade now. There's absolutely no risk to you. I'm going to answer some of your specific questions. By the way, I also promised I'd read off a few names. Okay, Okert D from Washington. Okay, I'm going to butcher this next name. Okay, we're going to give you a nickname, Muff M from Texas. I like that nickname too. Okay. By the way, in our chat room, we have nicknames, Muff. I'll know exactly who you are because I will butcher the name otherwise. And I apologize for it. Okay. Armando C from Texas, Susan S from California, Ed C from California, Robert M from Oregon, Joseph S from Colorado, Donald H from Ohio. Listen, that's just the first batch of names that came through. It takes me about 5 to 7 minutes before I actually can see your name come through in my system over here. Okay. All right, onward and upward from there. Let me answer some of the specific questions in here. Michael said, can you provide a formal definition of exactly what skew is? Skew has to deal with out of the money puts to out of the money calls, the differential of implied volatility from the puts to the calls. Okay. A high skew actually allows you to sell puts much more advantageously, where a low skew, ironically, allows you to actually sell calls even more advantageously. Interestingly enough, the market's tanking right now, yet we've had an incredibly low skew. So it's saying sell calls, and it's giving us decent profitability for doing so because the market's been tanking. So can't make that stuff up. All you basically are, it's a function of whatever the market's doing. I didn't make the skew change. Right? It's good stuff. Okay. Anyway, onward and upward from there. Somebody said, do I sell index options? Absolutely. Spiders are index options, ES options, and futures index options are a thing. Okay. Timothy said, the hedge scares me. I don't know what to do with it. Okay. So we have really definitive, not only opening criteria, the most important thing about the hedge is the closing criteria. The inflection point spread class is your class. Like that is what you're going to want to do. I like this one too. I usually close winners too soon and let losers run. If we define precisely what a winner and a loser, okay, denotes. And the interesting thing is when you have a losing trade here, you have a hedge, okay? You have a hedge for that, okay? All right, by the way, I'm looking at this. Anyway, the people are asking about specific returns in here. Yeah, I actually can show some of the specific returns, if you don't mind here. So in terms of specific returns, okay? If you're kind of curious what the possibilities, I'm telling you right now, okay? This is a good year in this particular account, okay? It's at $92,000. You want to take a look at the profits and losses, up $58,000 on the year-to-date basis. Okay, so the account is up almost 100% in here. That is an IRA. You can see it is an IRA. It says IRA. So there's no way to put capital in here. Okay, every degree of profitability is actually seen. Okay, as I scroll through here, meaning all the P&L from each one of the products I've traded, okay, is definitive. You can see exactly where, right, each degree of the profitability came from. That one's, I mean, this is my IRA, and people want to know what's possible. Okay, that's possible. By the way, I have another IRA over at Tastyworks, so I have multiple IRAs. This, okay, happens to be a margin account, right? In a margin account, this one's a little bit more substantial. It is up $186,000. No capital has been added to this throughout the course of the year. So if you reverse engineer, okay, there's currently $356,000 in this particular account. You kind of reverse engineer on a year-to-date P&L and work out the percentages. When it comes to premium selling, okay, in the first year, I always tell people you want to shoot between 20 and 25%, regardless of account size. You're in a learning curve. I don't want to, people get all flustered by that, 20, 25%. Who else is going to tell you that stuff? Okay, you want to go to some ridiculous place, say, oh, I'm going to make 200%, forget that crap, forget it, okay? In the first year of trading, you got to learn this, okay? You have to learn it. And you know what? I don't care whether you're if in a $2,000 account, easily you can make 200-300%. You're going to risk a lot of that 2 grand. Be conservative initially. I don't mind saying that. Be conservative. Okay. There's nothing wrong with being conservative and learning, okay, the program and learning how to go through and to sell premium effectively. So I always tell people, like, that's what you should shoot for in a first year of trading and scale it up. But okay, on that front, $2,000 doesn't trade like $2 million. It's a totally different scale. The more capital you have, right, the returns have to be a little bit more realistic. The more capital you have, it's a bit more time, a bit more allocation. By the way, Charles C. from Texas, okay? Anandri, I'm going to butcher that, from New Zealand. Wow, you're on from New Zealand? Okay, phenomenal. I have spent plenty of time there. For about 2 months, I worked river rafting in New Zealand when I was a wee bit younger, right before I actually went into trading. Right before I went into trading, okay, I worked river rafting in Rotorua. For those of you that know that, that it's a wonderful smelling city, a wonderful smelling town. Okay, Rotorua is actually it's a geothermal site. It smells like rotten eggs at all times. It's awesome. Some of the best river rafting though in the entire world. Absolutely love New Zealand. Okay, pack my bags. I'm there, man. Okay, Anthony M from Arizona. Apologize, I'm reading off a couple of names at the exact same time. All right, a few more questions, and then I'm going to wrap things up over here. Actually, I'm already way over in time. Okay. Again, I want to make sure that everybody gets their questions answered, and I'm going to do so. I'm actually going to type a couple answers to you guys. If anybody needs anything, again, I try to catch as many of these questions as I possibly could. I read off a number of names over here. Nevertheless, I don't think I got each and every one of you, but you can also email me. After enrolling, just email me. Just go to support@theotrade.com, put Don Kaufman in the heading. It will go directly to me. It'll go directly to me. I will answer your questions. If there's something I didn't get to you today, okay, we'll answer it. I mean, that's what we're here for. So by all means, I want to thank each and every one of you for joining us today. Have a wonderful afternoon. Given the fact the market's down and down pretty big, listen, this is what we live for. This is volatility, okay? And volatility is the best time to sell premium. Thanks, everybody. Have a great afternoon. Bye-bye.